Understand, it's not necessary for people to believe this information.
You just have to flood a country's public square with enough raw sewage. In order to weaken democratic institutions.
Welcome to the Rebel Nation. Streaming live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights on the only platforms for free speech, X and Rumble. Links are in the description.
What up, ladies and gentlemen? Well, we got some breaking news. I guess, you know, we all assumed this day was going to come. We all assumed this day was going to come. I'm just glad he's okay. I was trying to find this. What's up, everybody? How you doing? How's you doing? We're going to try to look into this a little bit. I know it just came across my feed, so I'm not 100% sure what is all going on. I know he was in a rally in Pennsylvania today. And shots fired, and it looks like possibly they got the gunman also.
The gunman's dead, apparently. The gunman's dead. He was shot in the ear, from what I understand.
But
he was shot in the ear.
We were supposed to be doing a Mixer reunion show tonight, but, you know, shit happens, you know.
Well, we could still do a Mixer reunion if we want. Anybody that wants to come join, you're more than welcome to. I mean, this is history making, so why not document it?
Because a lot of streamers don't get into this thing. They stay clear of politics. That's the reason why they're... Yeah, it's a whole nother story. But anyways...
I mean, this is big, man. I'm smoking a bowl. Like...
News. There has been an incident at Donald Trump's Pennsylvania rally. It appears shots have apparently been fired and Donald Trump has been injured. I'm going to pause to let you see the video as it played out.
That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Of a camera, and I was walking off of the press risers here down below to the ground level where all of the general attendants are, as we heard what sounded like was bloody, a lot of chaos and confusion. No one was sure where the gunshots sounded like gunshots were coming from. The former president, as we know, is now inside the motorcade. He may at this point be off-site. The folks here are now evacuating. A lot of confusion, some anger, people yelling at the press here. Not sure what. Seen anyone injured. We have not heard of anyone.
Yeah, so...
That's what I'm worried about as well. It's like how many other people in the crossfire of that got injured.
And see, and that's just it. I mean,
innocent people.
I mean, like I said, this is the first attempt on. I mean, the first attempt on a candidate that I know of for like ever, but the first attempt we've had in a political race or anything like that since Reagan. I mean, it's crazy. I'm trying to find that one post because there was a post. I think I thought I saved it, but maybe I didn't. See if I can go back because I didn't think it was worth saving actually until this popped up and it's like, holy shit. Where'd it go?
I want to find out how many assassin attempts have been done in Canada.
But I know they haven't released any information yet on who the shooter was. But I know there was a post. Now I can't find it anymore. there was a post that maybe it's on this one. So the thing that scares me is that I seen a post where there was a rumor that there was a recorded conversation earlier about putting Trump in the crosshairs. I'm sure it's probably been taken down now. No, I thought it was a fake post when I first saw that. But welcome in on X, everybody. I appreciate you guys being here. We win. Way to go. We win. What?
Oh, it's a victory. I mean,
Oh.
that's how people are taking it right now. Is a victory for Trump solidifying being president.
I was trying to find that post. Yeah, I bet you they took that one post down. But there was a post I seen just prior to all of this dropping that there was a recorded conversation between somebody, and they were talking about putting Trump in the crosshairs. Or that it was time. The conversation read it was time to put Trump in the crosshairs, and then now all this happened. But of course, whoever put that up there took that post down like right away. Oh yeah. Sorry, squirrel brain.
I mean, what happened today just confirms to me as a Canadian, I am glad that our government system isn't the way that our politics and our elections don't run the same way as you guys in this whole thing. Because up here, I just Googled if there's ever been a Canadian Prime Minister having an assassination attempt, and it comes up 0.
That is kind of weird, though. We've had
0.
I mean, I know we've had quite a few.
Your country has had more than any other. Well, I wouldn't say more than any other country, because I'm sure that there's other countries, but those countries are also what we classify as like dictatorships. Am I wrong?
No. And I'm sure
this genuinely scares me, but for different reasons, probably that it scares you. And it may not. It sounds like even in your chat right now that it doesn't scare a lot of people.
Yeah, the only attempts we've had, and 2 of them were successful, was Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy, and then Ronald Reagan's attempt.
Right, but Ronald Reagan was a different type of president. Was he vengeful? No.
I guess somebody tried to throw a grenade at Bush when he was doing his speech in Georgia in 2005, but it failed to detonate.
That would have been weird. Holy mackerel. That would have been like, what the? Wow.
But I don't know. This is something to keep an eye on, because it's like, now, like I said, I'm kind of curious. I'm trying to watch the news and see what's actually, if there's anything else coming about. Here, Trump rally. I know I'm on NBC, but well, come on, damn ads. One spectator from the rally is dead, and the second one in serious condition. The shooter is dead. So he did take out somebody. He did kill somebody at the rally, and then injured somebody else. So an innocent life literally disappeared for dumbass political.
Mm-hmm. And the only vision that you're going to see of that is Trump with his fist up in the air.
But
you're not gonna hear anything about that family in the back, that victim in the back, that nonsense victim of this bullshit in the back. Even if it was planned by any side.
Just trying to see, 6:40, 19 minutes ago. Biden. Biden's receiving a briefing. It's going too far down.
I want to say something, but in all the literature that I've ever read, right, one thing stands out. I remember reading, I'm not sure if it's in Revelations, but I think I've read like Nostradamus, and I think maybe Nostradamus predicted that some dude was going to get shot and then survive it, and then be. I think it was a movie series.
Yeah, former President Barack Obama came in with a statement: "There's absolutely no place for political violence in a democracy. Although we don't yet know exactly what happened, we should all be relieved that former President Trump wasn't seriously hurt, and use this moment to recommit ourselves to the civility and the respect of our politics. Michelle and I are wishing him quick recovery."
Shadow, get in here right now.
Yeah, she don't jump in on this stuff. She doesn't like politics.
She probably doesn't have the link.
Yeah, she does.
Just don't get yourself canceled. That's all I ask, because you're a nice person.
Get who self-canceled?
As you can see, I'm being reserved. I'm being reserved so I don't get canceled. Because you know that there's shit rotating in my head right now that I want to say. And I know Rebel does too. But I'm being reserved today.
No, he's wishing that it actually probably had happened. That way he wouldn't have to worry about seeing Trump's face anymore. Because he suffers from TDS, like a hard time TDS.
There we go. I put it in chat so you can join if you want. Up to you, though.
I mean, we're still going to do I mean, if anybody comes in, this was just something that broke. I wasn't even prepared to actually go live yet.
I mean, it's a great thing, right? Because, like, I think that Mixer was an awesome place to be able to express things that you had within reason. Like, he's won the election, like, for sure. But is that going to be beneficial for your country? And is he gonna run it the same way that Reagan did without venge? Like, do you see that he's not gonna be vengeful?
Name me one president when they get pissed off that's not vengeful. One president that's not.
Reagan.
Reagan was vengeful.
Just how is he vengeful?
In a subtle way.
Was he? How?
He took
Why?
it. What do you remember about Reagan? We were both like little kids when Reagan was in place.
What I remember is the next day after the shooting, he walked out, did a speech, a balloon popped, and he was like, "You missed me," and that was the extent.
But what are you talking about? What are you talking about vengeful though? Are you just pissed because he's talking that Trump wants to get rid of all the trash that's in there right now?
No. What I'm asking is, do you feel that Trump won't be vengeful?
From what? From getting shot?
Yeah.
The dude's already dead. How can you be vengeful? The shooter's already dead.
You know who he's going to blame for this.
Just like anybody else that's probably watching this is blaming the Democrats that's a conservative.
But it was an individual that did it.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying, though, until we know the true story, but that's what a little bit between, that's one thing I found out about the conservative side of things. They don't go to blame right away until they get to know the information. Now, the radical group, no. See, you have a foggy mind when it comes to politics. You think it's just like the whole group is the entire group in general. No, those groups have clusters. There's radical groups inside the original group that is actually trying to make something for it. You have this radical group and all of these groups that cause this total chaos, what you're seeing now. And then you'd automatically sit there and assume that everybody is in that group is all trash and wishy-washy.
No, what I'm saying is that dude is an individual person.
Yeah,
Now we
until
don't know nothing about him. So as him being an individual person, I know that they're going to shift it towards a majority of people in the way that they believe. And that's all I'm
Yeah.
saying. And I know that you know that. I
But
know
what
that
I'm
they're going
saying
to
is,
force this ideology that, see, it was the Democrats. Democrats tried to take out Trump. But how can you fucking spin it that way when that person's an individual human?
well, I mean, that's great. I love it that
Maybe his
you're.
idea was, I'm just tired of hearing Trump.
Well, that's fine. It probably was for the most part. That's the way most of these shooters were. I mean, you look at all the shooters that have been out there that had anything to do with presidential, assassinations at 3. I mean, look at Lee Harvey Oswald. Supposedly he was not connected to anybody. That's why the whole conspiracy theory is that he's connected to, the political side of things because of Kennedy trying to do something good for the nation, and then turns around and what Kennedy was doing was going to interfere with the money flow from the military industrial complex. So that, the conspiracy theory is that they got rid of him because of that. Abraham Lincoln was the same way. Abraham Lincoln got assassinated supposedly because he was rallying towards, freeing the slaves and everything else and trying to make a positive change in America. But it was also interfering with the money system of trading slaves. And that's the reason, the conspiracy theory about why he got assassinated. The same thing with Trump. The reason why the political assassination has been going on with Trump is because that he was trying to bring back America in a way that we saw it growing up. I mean, you didn't see it, but we saw it growing up, being somewhat decent enough to where, we can make a living off of shit. Right now, we can't make a living. I went to my grocery store, bought 5 bags of groceries for $200.
Shadow is waiting to join.
No, she's not.
Yeah, he hasn't noticed.
I don't
She
see her
said
down
that
there.
she's in the waiting room.
Nope, not in my waiting room. She probably clicked you probably sent her the wrong link.
You send her the proper link?
I mean, all I got to do is hit invite guests and send her that link. She's probably in one of the other. She's probably in that chat room that I sent for the mixer thing. Shadow, if you want to come in, you'll have to click that one that Gunn sent you.
I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Okay, which one am I sending her then?
Well, you can only have one. There should be a thing that says invite guest down there at the bottom.
Invite guest.
Doesn't it?
No.
Oh, maybe you can't. I thought you could.
Send it on Twitter. Send her the link on Twitter. She said. I'm fucking stoned, okay? And something bad just fucking happened in the world, man, and I wanted to talk about it.
But all I'm saying, though, is like everything that that's the reason why we were looking at this. They couldn't take him down politically. They couldn't take him down, legally. So the whole conspiracy and the whole rumor and the allegations is that this was going to be the next step. So, yeah, there is going to be blame and rumors that this was all planned because, like I said, I've been still trying to find that one post I saw where there was a recording between a conversation. Like I said, it doesn't look like it's up here anymore. It looks like somebody took it down.
Did you send her the invite on Twitter?
Mm-hmm. Bum, 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 bum.
Like what I'm saying is that
Harvey, John Welch,
this individual,
Reagan
what
was
if
another
he had
military
no a political affiliation then, right? Is it still going to be blamed on the opposite side?
Media will blame it, yes. I'm probably 100% sure media will blame it.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah, I gotta find her. Hold on. I'm talking about on the system. BB guns. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that should, in a way,
Shadow.
that shows how
They didn't
social-
sound like gunshots. I watched the recording.
Yeah.
I was just processing Richard Simmons dying on the same day as Dr. Ruth, and them having a clip together. And all of a sudden, my feed started blowing up with the Trump thing, and I was like, okay. And I watched it, and I was like, eh. And he popped back up, and I was like, oh, they were BB guns. You know, this is obviously just like, you know, whatever. So it wasn't until you were like, oh no, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's serious. Then how did they miss?
Yeah, see, that's what my concern is.
It's
Am
the
I
weird
really
part. How
like,
did they miss? For real?
Rebel? Like, we knew that sooner or
I hate this
later,
stuff.
with
I
the
hate how-
rhetoric that's been fucking going back and
It's
forth,
been
our
so
generation,
hateful.
our generation knows that this shit was gonna fucking happen. Of our generation knew.
Oh
that
yeah,
this shit was
it's
gonna
been.
happen.
We already knew it anyways. That,
Eventually.
like I said, they've been trying to take him out politically. That the political realm of things with the
Okay, well,
impeachments and
See,
shit.
I don't think it
y'all
was even a
did watch
political
what I
thing.
watched,
I think
right?
it's
No.
just a random dude that didn't like his policies. A random.
I'm gonna
dude that
agree
didn't
halfway
like,
with Gunn on that one. But the
like,
thing is,
it-
okay, so you can
until
watch
we
the
know-
presidential
until
debate where
we
they
know.
both were just arguing over golf and be like, well, no wonder this has happened because they turned it into a mockery.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you can
that
only
golf
turn shit like that.
conversation, the
Oh my
debate-
god. Did you catch how many times each one was slipping in golf to each question, being like, my golf, basically my dick is bigger
See,
than yours. That's what happened.
You guys
on
in
stage.
history, you guys have a famous.
Never
debate
seen that
where-
before.
You guys have a famous debate where I believe it was Bush Jr. or
Oh.
Bush Sr., where he looked at his watch in the debate and he lost the election because he looked at
Yep.
his watch.
How
I
dare.
look at that whole golf tournament bullshit.
It was
argument that they
crazy.
were
I
having
didn't think it was
as
real.
the same fucking thing as two individuals showing
Yeah.
Americans that they don't give a
They
flying
need-
fuck
that-
about Americans.
Honestly,
they just give
me
a
too.
flying
Well,
fuck
neither
about
one.
who's better at golf.
Neither one of these should be in charge of the country. I was watching that going, okay, and then I was watching the Twitter one where it had Robert Kennedy, is that his name? One of the Kennedy children's. He was
Yep.
in between the breaks, he was answering the same questions, and they kept cutting to him at the most inappropriate times. So my man's, they would cut to him, and he would just be like, and then they'd be like, you're live. He's like, he was apologizing for them. He was like, I'm so sorry that they're acting like this. Let me answer your question. It was hilarious. And I don't like that guy. And I was like, I like him a lot better than these two idiots. And all I could think is, and then afterwards, I don't know if you noticed, but they only shit on Joe. And I found that very weird because honestly, they both sucked. They
Oh,
both
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, they both do. I mean, I'm in
Why
agreement.
did
but
Joe only get the hatred for that then? The man was sick. You could tell he had COVID or something. And Trump was just Trump, you know, like being a cocky little shit. We all know he's a cocky shit. And Joe's like, I was sick. And then you could just see they just wanted to, like, I feel like they should get some boxing gloves and just be like allowed in the old man area to fight. Send him to the nursing home.
Well,
Let him
that's
go
the
at
thing.
it.
Me
That was the whole-
personally, I think. Oh, go ahead, Rebel.
I was just gonna say that was the whole thing. Like when they were talking about the golf tournaments, it's like, well, that's the new way we need to determine a debate. Is like the
Yes.
first debate needs to be whatever sport they want to argue about. If it's golf, basketball, baseball, whatever, they need to have a one-on-one, and whoever walks out of that.
1v1. You saw that thing too. Did you see that 1v1 comment? Whoever made that 1v1 video, they said, watch, in 20 years, there's going to be presidents that are 1v1ing each other in COD to see who gets to be president. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Because Trump actually went in on one of his debates and was like, hey, Joe, if you go against me on this golf thing, because he kept it up afterwards. I was like, stop. He said that he would donate. My man's is broke. He said, I'm going to donate $1 million to the charity of Joe's choice. All I could think is, you haven't even paid what's her name. But yes, you'll donate $1 million. He did the little evil thing. $1 million. I was like, bro, please don't. You can find the clip. It's hilarious. He was like Dr. Evil making that offer for golf. Now, when golf is more important than, you know, the poor people dying in the streets and you guys making homelessness illegal, no. I was so mad about it. I was like,
Well, you know,
mean.
that's the whole thing. You know, we talked about before. Is just like the fact of the matter is we're sending all this money overseas, you know, to help, you know, fuel the military industrial complex. and then turning around and we have the homelessness on the street and everything else.
Okay, so it was a 22, maybe 20. See, cemetery heard it too. The shots sounded very small caliber, so small caliber. And okay, so y'all don't realize where I live. It's very dangerous. I hear gunshots daily. Big guns, little guns, all kinds of guns. Like, it's just constantly outside my window. Even my kids are like, oh, no, that was fireworks. No, that one was a gunshot. Like, it's just... So when I say it didn't sound like a real gun, it really fucking didn't. Maybe it's a bad recording. Maybe there's some echoes, bad acoustics.
Comedians are going off right now. Comedians are going off.
Are they? Oh, no.
Well, my best buddy JJ just fucking did 3 tweets. One says, still less damage than a cheeseburger will eventually do.
Facts, though. Seriously, that man's going to die.
Only an assassination attempt can now make us forget about Hawk Tua.
All right, that one's actually good. I
love you, dude.
Thank God, because we need to get rid of Hawk Tua. Hawk Tua is an industry plan, anyways. Come on.
I'm so good for her. She's making bank and she's moving on
yeah.
from other things. Even Hawk Tua girl is like, look, I don't want to be known as this. I'm just using this to kind of get my career. I'm 21. I've got all kinds of opportunities now. Thanks, I'm good. Now shut up.
They need to get Hawk Tua girl now to interview post
oh my God,
post
can you
Trump.
imagine?
I don't think
she would. I don't think she would. She said no to OnlyFans. She's not going to say yes to Trump.
I want to make sure that people are clear in chat. Okay, the smile that you see on my face is my comic in my brain, like fucking.
Yeah, okay, so
sure.
General explanation though. So the way that most people deal with anything that's this, like, we've gone through a lot of very bad things in all of our times of being alive, and the way we've dealt with them is humor. Constantly. Yeah. That's what all of our generations are best known for, is getting through things with dark humor. Dark humor helps you heal. It's why comedians have been around. It's why we had jesters. Like, comedians have been around forever. It helps you deal with the hard-hitting issues. Because if you just take them completely serious, you'll drive yourself batty. So we may be smiling and laughing, but like, people are dead. We know that. And it's fucked up. And at least we're like, oh no, that's fucked up. Meanwhile, the media's like, oh, we're worried about Trump. Well, he lived. Let's worry about the people that didn't, but like, still.
Dude, actually, somebody died in this. Somebody died.
A couple did. He died. The shooter died, and I think it said, it said 2 people and a shooter, I believe, is what I heard.
Yeah, there's so far they were only saying that there's 1 confirmed dead, 1 injured, or several injured.
So was the 1 confirmed dead the shooter? Because they were saying the shooter was dead.
Yeah, the shooter's dead.
Yeah, that'd be an individual thing, right? Like, shooter's dead, and then there's 1 injured, and somebody else.
Coming from the military, Lee Harvey, John Walks, Jack Ruby. Reagan was another military target by the government. Seriously? See, that's another thing. I'm like, could the government just be tired?
Wow. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, whose husband was attacked on several wounded by an intruder in San Francisco. She sits there and says, as one of those families that have been the victim of political violence, I know firsthand that political violence of any kind has no place in our society. I thank God that former President Trump is safe. This comes from his
Let's say, doesn't she hate him?
Yeah, his biggest enemy and freaking.
That is being the bigger person right there. When you're like, look, this is terrible, But I do well. Maybe I'm guessing. Maybe we'll hear more about people being sad about people. But I swear it was somebody else besides the shooter was announced dead too. Double check, because the stories are still coming out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like you said, we probably won't know anything exactly what happened or who the guy was until...
they won't. Well, as soon as it drops, they'll be like right on it.
Yeah, I personally don't he got nicked in the ear. What about the other person in the back that actually got killed? What's that?
Yeah, did he? I'm wondering if he just got hit in the ear with blood spatter or something too.
Because that person was at your rally. And because he was at your rally,
you would feel guilty about that, right?
Are you, Donald Trump, now that you are recovering from whatever happened, will you cover the costs for that victim in the back of your rally? Because he was such a patriot for taking a bullet for you.
Okay, so now that's a really good question, because any other person that's been put in that kind of thing, yes, they would. any other political person. In fact, they have. If you think about other situations like this, 1000% that family was taken care of for life. They went on about it, but with Trump, he's so self-serving. I'm sorry, Gunn. I know you like the
Self-serving.
guy, but like he's
Gunn
very
despises
selfish.
him.
Or not Gunn, Rebel. Sorry, I know
I don't
you like
despise
him.
I don't
him.
like him as a person. I mean, it's the fact.
I
It's
don't
the matter of
despise
fact,
him.
it's
I
like,
just don't
I
believe in him.
despise him. I despise him.
I don't
I'll
despise
admit it.
him. I
But
don't
I think
believe in
he's
him.
very
but
selfish.
you guys have all your independent reasons
Well,
why
I'm
you do,
also
and I
a woman.
understand that.
Yeah, I'm also a woman, so I have my own thoughts towards Trump and his
Yeah.
grabby hands, and his Jesus.
So
fuck
what
the
about
things he said.
what about Biden showering with his daughter, sniffing girls' hairs,
Yeah,
wanting to
that's
lick the
fucking
world?
weird. Oh no, that's weird. But also, like,
But that doesn't
Trump
outdo
wanted
what.
to fuck his daughter and said it many times. That was weird. Now,
How do we know
how
Biden
old?
didn't though?
Well, how old was Biden when he was showering with his kids? Because I've showered with my kids.
Donald's been allegedly
Yeah, Epstein
had
Island also.
sexual
Put up the flight
relations with
logs.
a girl the same age as his daughter at the time, which was 13.
Yeah, okay. Which is where's that?
Allegedly.
Oh, see, where's that at?
Yeah, but that's
See,
actually like has transcripts of court documents of the woman
oh,
that admitted that she had that happen to her.
wait, and this is for who? Was this
The
the?
Epstein files. the
Yeah,
Epstein
yeah, I
files.
read that. Katie, I think her name was. That was bad. It was real bad. And that was only one, and they had the flight logs and whatever. But like the bad thing is, like people keep going. So hey guys, it's been how many years, and no one's gotten in trouble with this. And I've seen that list, and there's people I liked on there too.
Well,
but
that
I
list
don't
that's
give a
floating around
fuck.
the internet's fake.
Do we know that?
Yeah,
Has
because
this been-
they haven't released the actual list. It's still tied up in
I thought
Congress
that
right
bad.
now. No, that one that's been
High
that
as
one's
fuck
been
off.
that one's been debunked several times by different,
Yeah,
fake
it was
news
a
media.
weird combination of names on there. It was
Yeah.
very odd. I didn't know what was going on. It was a weirdness. You got about 45 minutes of my time, then I have to eat. But I figured I was going to pop in today, no matter what. I was actually the reason I had the computer up and ready is I was like, I'm gonna go hang out because I never make it to the podcast, and at some point we're gonna have to test this out on that thing I talked to you about once I actually get her to pin down. It's like trying to catch a rabid squirrel. She's everywhere.
Yeah. No, I mean, so it says that's one thing. It's one thing I always tell people is it's like when you hear shit on Twitter or you hear shit on the internet, make sure that you go through and actually
Double check, fact check,
investigate.
triple check. Yeah.
Because that whole thing about it says despite social media speculation and claims the recent released documents including grand jury records, which was the grand jury records that were released from Florida, do not contain any evidence implicating Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein in illegal activities.
There's
It says
Elon sharing it and endorsing it. Elon, what a weird fucking bylaw. I mean, so if you share the video and then you're like, I endorse Trump for president, while he's sharing the video of this man standing up with blood covering his face. A very weird platform, Warner. I don't know what to think about him.
Oh, this is a weird. I mean, this is a
such
political,
a weird time. Oh my god, it's hell.
I mean, considering, and it's just like I told Gunn the other night. It's just like you watch as soon as the election is over. Probably once the confirmation in January.
Yeah,
everything's gonna disappear. The Israel and Palestine riots will disappear on the campuses. Just like
all
it
of
did
the crazy stuff that it's literally this shit amps up to get attention directed where they want it to be directed, and then
I think
it's
you
gone.
guys are in for a shit show, man.
If Trump's, man, I hope not, because I don't.
I think that you guys
Scary.
are like, if you think that there's not going to be in the next 2 years a shit show that you're going to be watching on television, people.
Well, no, I'm saying that the people
innocent
aren't
lives
going to
being
rebel.
affected, innocent
no, people
lives
will be
being
affected, yes.
fucking money being taken, fucking just scandal
Here's the
after
thing,
scandal.
I'm actually on
people going
disability,
in jail for no reason
so-
other than the fact that the reasons can be treason and I think you're in for a shit show.
Yeah, after that, I was pretty shocked. Nobody thought that would go through at the Supreme Court about how you can just be a president and not get in trouble for criminal acts. I was like, the fuck? How did this happen?
All right, so like
Neither
I said,
side seemed okay with that.
and that's one thing it is. It's like, yeah, as long as, constitutional
Getting water, I can
powers,
still hear.
Constitutional powers, yes. But there's 3 different levels, and everybody forgets the first 2 or the other 2 levels. Everybody just focuses on the constitutional power and just wraps everything up into that umbrella.
Probably around 10 o'clock Toronto.
But the constitutional power part of that immunity is like, I mean, just like Gunn was trying to say, is it's like, oh, that means he can go out into Times Square and shoot his rival. And no, that doesn't fall under constitutional powers. That
Yeah,
falls
like they
under
were saying,
private
they were
and
talking
independent.
about could go
So you're telling me
assassinate
if Trump,
his enemies or whatever.
See, Trump
But
becomes president, right? And he decides to go after Biden, claiming that Biden was the one that fucking sent somebody to shoot him, right? You mean to tell me that Biden cannot go to the Supreme Court and say, hey, wait a minute, you said that Trump, while he was president, have immunity on things that he was. Why can't he do that?
Because it's not a constitutional power. That's a private individual power. Because if he does that, that means it's you cannot send somebody after your political rival. That is still, just like I said, if you do it in any other country, it's still illegal. 100%. He can still be tried. Because you gotta understand what constitutional powers are.
Trump in no way can go after Biden for like saying that he was committed, like that it was because of him that this happened to me, and therefore we should commit Joe Biden and his family is treasonous against the United States of America. He can't do that.
If he pulled the trigger, yeah, but he didn't pull the trigger.
facts. Oh Jesus, they already have a picture in it. Okay, do you remember the statue where, like, there's a war statue where there's like one guy holding the flag like this, and then a bunch of people reaching up, all dramatic. It looks exactly like that. Like, it actually looks like a carbon copy of that memorial. And I think I don't remember if it was a Civil War one or not, but I'm like, yeah, this alone without the thing, yeah, Trump's getting elected. I'm not happy about that because if he follows through with either of the plans that are out there, I'm like, yeah, I'm screwed. I'm disabled and a woman. Like it's not looking great for me.
Like I said, and like I said, a lot of those policies, even in Agenda 47, because Project 2025, even though everybody lumps
That's
Trump
so
into
far
it, is
right.
not
He
lumped,
claims he's
or it's
not into
Trump.
it. But okay, so I did put both of them side by side here. Rebel, I put them side by side on Twitter. I don't know if you saw that. And if you read the wording, it means the same thing. It's just stated differently. It's just different wording. Like it was literally like line for line. Like, this is the different thing. And then I was like, wait, because there was some parenting stuff and there's some anti-abortion stuff, but the wording is the most important. You can actually put wording completely different and have it mean the exact same thing as something else. And that's kind of what I'm worried about. People are very clever with their wording. Word anything right.
Oh, yeah.
Make everybody be able to be, oh, I didn't know that's what that meant. People aren't looking
Has Biden said
into it.
anything yet? Has Biden said?
Yeah, 22 minutes ago, and everyone's
Yeah.
pissed because it took him 2 hours. They're mad. They were like, "Oh, yeah." He said,
What has he
"I
said?
have been briefed on the shooting at Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania. I'm grateful to hear that he's safe and doing well. I'm praying for him and his family and for all those who are at the rally as we await further information. Jill and I are grateful to the Secret Service for getting him to safety. There's no place for this kind of violence in America. We must unite as one nation to condemn it." Ignore Swamp laughing. He's on a video game. That was a poorly timed laugh. Were you laughing at your game or what he said? Because it was just so perfect. I was just reading what the president said about, Trump getting shot, and right at the very end where I said we must unite as one nation to condemn it, you went, ah, and giggled maniacally. It was perfect timed insanity.
No fair.
That's showbiz.
You know my political views.
Yeah, no, he believes in shit that I don't. Surprising that he's alive. I mean, nothing would happen. That'd be weird. But no, like for real, like if I can live in a house with somebody that has completely different views as me, then I feel like us as a nation can get fucking along. Just saying.
Oh,
I'm a
yeah.
very violent person. I'm not violent. I'm not violent, but I'm I'm me, so I'm super aggressive about my beliefs, and like I've unfriended a couple of people that just
Do you
wouldn't have
realize
a
that
conversation.
I don't know about you guys, but in my generation, this is what I've gone. Okay, like if we count it down, and you might be a little bit younger than me, so I've gone through the Berlin
am.
Wall being taken down.
I remember that
gone
one.
through the Cold War being ended.
I
Supposedly,
don't remember that one.
We were kids.
I went through
like
Ronald Reagan being the attempted assassination, but I was a toddler.
Yeah, that not it.
What else? Oh yeah, first black president, which in my history, I never thought that you guys would have done that. Throughout my history of being on Earth, I really didn't. What else? Oh yeah, and now that World Trade Center's coming down.
We have a lot of trauma if you think about it. Like,
and I was talking to Rebel earlier, okay, and I looked it up, and how many political rivals have gone to the extent that like parties or individuals believing in those individuals have gone to the extent of assassination. It's been zero in Canada. Zero.
Like the assassinations thing. It's been a minute.
And worse, our system is apparently the worst system that there could be, with it being a socialist and a dictatorship and everything else. Yet my country's not had one assassination attempt on the prime minister. And we've had a lot of douche canoes.
So many.
And one female for a week.
Was it
a prime minister? Yeah, I think it was about a week that she was prime minister for. She was the interim prime minister after we fired Brian Mulroney for the GST tax.
At least you got a fucking week, but yeah. Oh my god. Oh yeah, no, the pictures that are floating up. Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah.
They couldn't have.
This is what worries me. I mean, I don't know if this is going to be.
Worried.
I don't know if it's going to be 100% true, but because like I said, you can't always believe what you read on the internet anymore.
No, but fuck me, like.
But supposedly
like
5 days ago, or 3 days ago, or 4 days ago, there was Biden was in a donor meeting in a private call, and he listed out it's time to put Trump in the bullseye.
Oh my God! See, no, that's what they're gonna try to say is happening. Is okay. So I'm gonna state this as plainly as I can. Now, if the current president wanted somebody dead, do you think they would have missed? Just gonna put it out there, because if you're not gonna hire just some fucking random, you're gonna hire somebody that can snipe or has good aim. Like, we're talking grassy knoll shit here. They're not gonna miss. So
no, yeah, I'm 100%. I'm 100% sure that this was either some radical group or just some radical individual,
ill or something. And like, that's the shitty thing, is because once again, like, it's okay. So it's Disability Pride Awareness Month. Yay me! But like,
yay me!
Some disabilities are mental, okay, and so it's not super great that I guarantee this person's going to come out as mentally unstable during, Disability Awareness Month. Are you aware now? This is why we should maybe be better with guns, But like, this is going to have a lot of this is going to have some backlash, and it's not going to be great, because we already had the Democrats that were like, "Step down, you old man," and Joe's like, "Get bent." And now we have Trump coming off like a martyr, just straight fucking martyr. And he's got these pictures. Look at that one. That's the one I was talking about that looks like that statue. It couldn't have been framed. And then, okay, I'm going to say one thing about that picture, and I want you to look at it. And the other one they have, there's a video where he's poking through to do that hand pump. Now, if somebody had just gotten shot, somebody was trying to shoot a presidential candidate. As Secret Service guys, are you going to let that presidential candidate poke his fucking head out where it could be shot? Again, you're not. I'm sorry, you get fired for that kind of shit. So find the video, because it was on my Twitter, guaranteed to be on your too. where he pops up, he gets back up after
yeah.
he's been down, and they just they just fucking let him out, and he sticks his whole head and is out for the world to see and gets shot at again in his hand to get that iconic photo that's happening. That's the weird thing. I'm sorry, but that's not normal behavior on anything.
Right.
Secret Service are not trained
Rebel's
that
the
way.
only way that I could see Truth Social, because I think that, like, because I'm Canadian.
Oh Jesus,
not
he's on
available
Truth
to me.
Social. Ah, no, God, no. It's on Twitter, that picture too, though. But like, and there's
Yeah.
video too. But and I guarantee that video, because it's like, oh, uplifting Trump, air pumping like he's in an '80s movie at the end. Like it's Breakfast Club. He Breakfast Clubbed us. I was like, what just
Well,
happened?
I mean, yeah, it's a sign of just like, okay, it's kind of like the whole Reagan thing with the balloon,
You can't
know?
keep me down.
Yeah.
But it was very, fuck me. It was like going to theater. It was like going to a theater class. Some of this and the pictures are so fucking. They make it like the fact that that statue came directly to my mind. That's on purpose. That's intentional. It like I'm trying not to be like paranoid conspiracy theorist, but
We're
it's
definitely
feeling.
going to find out what happens after he recovers from this and has his
What's
first.
he recovering from? That wasn't his blood.
But I'm just saying that, like, when he
Supposedly.
comes out and he talks for his first statement
Oh
ever,
Jesus!
we're going to find
Oh,
out
they
what your
tried to kill
presidency is
me.
going to be like.
He's gonna. Okay, so he's gonna. We all saw what happened or heard what happened. We're gonna find out what actually happened. Hopefully through 8,000 different news things. Okay, guaranteed. Because he does this way. He tends to exaggerate literally everything. No one can disagree with me on this. He'll be like, well, I climbed a mountain today, and they were like, sir, that was a 10-foot hill. He does exaggerate things, and that's fine. That's his personality. He can
Rebel,
exaggerate. This will
what
be
I'm-
exaggerated.
Yeah. What I'm worried about is, what if while he's going through his election year, right, that he starts promoting that when he's elected day one, he's going to put Joe Biden on trial for this and get enough people to, in the constituents and through the electoral vote, to do the exact same thing and be good with it.
No, for one, the electoral vote wouldn't have, or the electoral vote would not have anything to do with
What
it.
I'm meaning is that the public basically feel justified in changing certain rules so that they can commit Joe Biden for treason.
I'm more worried about him saying he wanted to become a dictator and that if he ever got back into office, that they would have to fucking drag him out dead. He said he wouldn't leave it if he got back in. That's actually a quote.
I know, but the thing is, I mean,
See?
me and
No,
Guns
hold on.
fought.
You said you know.
Me and Guns fought about this. No, he has said that. I agree.
I was like,
but
dude,
he
bro,
can't.
that's not okay.
I mean, he can if they change the 22nd Amendment to where it doesn't allow that, but that would have to be.
He wants
you have to have 2/3. You have to
or
have
change
2/3
things so that it's easier to
have
have
a
loyalists.
stacked house. Wait a minute.
Or
Has
change
he not
things
been
so that
stacked?
it's easier
Like,
to have a bunch of loyalists.
Raid, so you know, what are you gonna do?
Yes men. You just put people in that are just yes men. That are making a profit. Do you think that he can't do that? He can't put yes men in power? He tried to do that last term, and he fired the people that said yes, yes, yeah. Oh, wait a minute, no, and then he fired them.
Oh, wow.
No,
Come on,
like
Rebel,
I said,
like, and then
I
you're
don't know.
telling me that he's been recorded saying that he'd be a dictator?
Didn't say those words, no. But people assume that's what he meant. I like I said, I'm trying to be biased on both sides. I'm not like.
So am I.
I hate. No, you don't. You hate Trump. You 100%, 1,000% hate Trump.
No, I just don't.
You can't be biased on that.
I don't hate him. I don't.
I tried to be biased a couple of times
in
on this, but like I just don't agree with
the
policies and
greatest
stuff. And
for your country.
I don't know.
He's the only thing we have right now.
I don't
No,
think
you
he's the
guys
greatest
got plenty
for
of
the
people
world.
that are in the woodworks that nobody is willing to even look at because they're
Okay, again,
they're too young.
We have nobody else right now because these are the only
their
two
agenda
running.
is not the way that it should be, or they don't have enough experience to run.
Well, we'll
there are more people running though, so somewhere
they don't-
along the way, people
I don't know, a lot of people
forgot
are
that
drunked
there's
out.
more than 2 fucking candidates on a ballot. Now, are they good candidates? No, but there is an independent, and then the other one, the liberal or whatever. There are those candidates as well.
Haley?
And fucking, I don't like Kennedy.
I'm talking about Haley. You're talking about Nikki Haley?
Oh, I don't know. Is she on there? I just know there's 2 other people.
Well, she dropped out of the race.
Oh, did she? Is Kennedy still in the running? Scarily enough.
Yeah, Nikki Haley dropped out of the race.
Surprising. Wonder why. I guess just didn't want to be fucking part of it. But like, so there is other people, and there was even secondary candidates that used to be a thing for Democrat and Republican, and then they just kind of stopped doing secondary candidates, and it's weird to me. So I was like, well, what happened to that? We all
I mean,
just,
you have the ability to write in. I mean, you can.
yeah,
write in.
everyone's been. Do you know who's gonna win write-in? Do you know who gets a fucking ridiculous amount of votes every year and has since like he came out? Mickey fucking Mouse. I'm not kidding. Look it up. Mickey Mouse gets like what was it? Hey, it's all human. How many write-in votes does Mickey Mouse get every fucking presidential? You had a number.
I think we ought to vote Mickey Mouse.
It was ridiculous, though. I honestly look. Let Disney run things, but I don't think so. That's a bad idea. Disney's kind of scary. I don't know if we want them. But so my thing is, it's not even just. So I think the rest of the world should be looking at what's going on right now, because the rest of the world laughed when we first elected Trump president. And let me put it in perspective that I did not vote for Trump. I did not vote for anybody, so I felt that I couldn't complain. This time will be different. I have an absentee ballot, so even my agoraphobic ass can vote from the comfort of my own home. Yes, I'll be doing that. I'll be one of those annoying people, and I don't care because it counts. But my vote doesn't matter because it's not the public vote that wins, because he didn't win public vote. Hillary won public vote. It's the electoral votes. It's the people that we vote in as our representatives. But seriously, fucking, they get voted in by their friends and family, because most people don't vote for those people at all.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the reason why I don't
so
vote.
Broken.
And I don't care what people says. It's like, well, if you don't vote, you don't have the right to. Yeah, no, I do.
No,
have
because
the right.
it doesn't matter what we fucking vote. Our state representatives are the ones that go, "Oh, I want so and so because he paid me money." Like, yeah, that's the
when we start getting rid of the
America.
When we start getting rid of the super PACs, and we start getting and revamp the electoral college,
which is exactly what needs to happen. See, you and me are agreeing on something very important right now, because the gun, our country's so fucking broken. It's still set up like we are far away from each other, and we cannot get to a place within a day. Like, it's set up for like backwards ass towns, and like it's literally set up for when there was only 5 states. 5. It's not set up for 50. It's still set for 5 states, and we have 50. It is super broken. It is super old, and it needs revamped, but nobody wants to do that. And the one person that does want to do it wants to turn it into a monarchy. So it looks like he's going to win. So I hope everybody wants to bow down to our Lord and Savior, fucking Trump, because he just won.
Me personally, the only thing that I'm worried about,
but he's going to fuck with the world too. Be careful, Canada. You're above us, and he's weird.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm worried
about is
you
in the butt.
the only thing that worries me of this is that what happens in the United States, because the United States is a large influence, right, in the world, right?
Oh, we are very big influence in the world.
Shit like this trickles up to the north here, right? So what's going to happen? I can guarantee you that you're going to hear Pierre Poilievre start talking about this, right? Where he's going to be victimizing what went on and everything else for political gain in the process of
your minister guy. I'm trying to understand.
Well, it's the one that it's the one that's trying to run for prime minister.
Sometimes, so like,
it's the one that's running for prime minister right now.
Is he a hard right kind of guy?
Oh, he's definitely a hard right.
Okay.
He, in fact, went to a native like a native ceremony they were having for him. He did a big speech there, and then right after the speech, one of the women stood up and turned around and said, "You need to change things," because the veterans there had their backs turned towards him. The native veterans had their back turned toward him. They, the women there, and the LGBTQ community all had their backs turned to him while he was doing his speech. And
because they didn't fucking like him.
You need to start learning, because he didn't. There's a lot of things in his speech that he didn't mention, like residential schools and a whole bunch of stuff.
And in Canada, a lot of people don't understand the very large population of Indigenous people that live up there. I only know about it because I'm a bit Cherokee, and
And I lived a life like that. I lived
Like,
a
so
life
I
like
pay
that
attention
where,
to,
like,
yeah.
when I came home, and I was going to school, right? I'm learning and having friends that are native background,
Natives
black
are great,
background,
man.
and Jewish and everything, right? And I would go home. My dad was a livid. He was from Germany. He was 5 years old when he came to Canada. So I'm having my dad sound like what I'm what I'm seeing is, like, oh, these people are lazy and this and that.
Ooh,
I'm at school in a diverse school at that point, right? With because in schools we were being taught multiculturalism. That's what we were taught, right? So we had to accept all, right? So I'm going home listening to my dad talk that way, and then I'm like, but like my friend is not that way. Like he's not that way at all. His dad
this
works
man
really
was on a
hard,
roof,
shit
by
like
the
that.
way.
So, what
They had
generation
some
really
updates.
had critical thinking is what I'm trying to get at. Like I
I
think
do
that.
want to address one thing. On Rumble, there was a comment from Fearless One 2021. This channel is not disinformation. It's opinion.
It's opinions,
This is
yeah.
all opinions. If you don't like what you hear, then it's not going to
Move
hurt my
on.
feelings
Yeah,
if you're not going to
yeah.
stick around. Everybody has the right to everybody's opinion. That's what's wrong with this country, and what's wrong with people like you is
You
that
share your information. If you think that
you're
what
only
any of us
sidelined to
are
one
saying
side.
is disinformation, then tell us what you think your information is, and we'll
That's
discuss
just it.
it like
Half of these
we're
people
adults.
can't. All they want to do is spew that. Oh, disinformation,
I
but
think
then
they
they can't
understand. The
prove it.
three of us are friends, but we all pretty much have conflicting views. Like I think me and Gunn are close-ish on some stuff, but it not even matters because he's from fucking Canada, eh?
Well, and that's
So
the
Well,
thing
like,
too.
I would like to
You're
say that it was an innocent woman. It has been confirmed that it was an innocent woman that was shot
okay,
and killed at the Trump rally today.
Jesus, see, and then
well. I hope she was
we got
innocent.
somebody over here saying that they got a hold that somebody had informed the police that there was a suspicious man on a roof with a rifle. And then you see they've got pictures, unfortunately, pictures or video of the body on the roof. He was on the roof right across the way. And man stood out though. Like it looked like he might have been in some camo that did not match the roof. A bunch of people are now saying that they saw the shooter before he fired. Like way too many people. That's very odd. Of course, I don't know if I believe this. The interviewer guy is.
Well, depending, given the crowd that was probably there, they probably thought it was one of the Secret Service snipers, so they probably didn't even think anything about it. But my biggest question is, the rally that big, he got that close enough, why didn't, surely they did extra sweeps,
Yeah, the building is right there. It's like that's what I was saying about the Secret Service, and that's what I have a problem with is that okay, and anytime I've seen anybody even think somebody was about to fucking assassinate or try or anything, they form a human shield. They've been trained to do that. They've been trained to do that. It's basically muscle memory at a certain point.
Well, if you go back to think about the Kennedy assassination, look at
that open car, yeah, that was so bad, and they learned from those mistakes.
Well, that was the first time it had ever been happened too. They never had an open motorcade before, ever. That was the first time the hard top ever came off of that presidential card. And
never happening. Never happened again either. It's crazy.
There was a lot of things that they took that Daily Plaza at 11 miles an hour, which that was another thing that was kind of suspicious about when they started, because this is all done and all changed like at last minute. This
is weird. But the Secret Service didn't secure literally the most likely place for a shooter to set up. Yeah, there was nobody around this building. That was right there, and that's weird to me. It seems like okay, so maybe he doesn't have enough security. He will now. He's gonna have ridiculous amounts of security. Maybe he couldn't hire enough security. Like this is gonna come down to some weird thing, and it's gonna get twisted. I feel like it's gonna get twisted.
Well,
that everything's going to get twisted.
He has his security since he was former president. He has his security for being, the Secret Service security for that. He has a detail. But now,
they were on him, but around the perimeter, no, it didn't look like it.
And I'm sure that's probably the reason why. I'm sure now, and once he becomes nominated as a candidate, I think
isn't he already nominated?
No,
that's officially in August. Yeah,
they haven't nominated either one of them.
That's why they say, Joe, there's still time for you to step down. Honestly,
Yeah.
please.
But
Look,
now
my
I
dad
think
has
once,
dementia, and I was watching Biden going, oh, go to sleep.
yeah.
Go home.
Now,
Just go
once he
home.
becomes nominated, then I'm sure he'll probably get extra Secret Service because then he's an actual.
I think he will. I think he will now,
presidential
honestly, because everybody knows he's going to get nominated. It's whatever it is. I
Well,
think
and
that over the next couple of fucking months, we're going to go through some very emotional and it's going to be very people are going to be stressed as hell. Like they're already stressed, especially like now that this has happened. It's escalating. Everything is escalating, and I'm worried that it's not enough escalation. If you know what I mean, gun. And they're going to try to escalate it some more. I'm going to take my crazy
yeah,
paranoid theories there, but like for real, like so there's some of
Oh,
the things.
I'm fucking renting Civil War. I'm fucking renting Civil
Yeah,
War. As a Canadian, I'm fucking renting that movie because objectively, I'm worried that that's what it's going to turn into.
I am worried too because like I can't even have. I've actually had people unfollow
And you
me,
got a
and
president that
I'm
puts
willing
his
to
fist
talk.
up and says, it verbally says,
you know
fight.
what? You know what?
Oh,
No, I mean, you look at it as fight. I look at it as I survived. So that's where two
Yeah.
different things. You look
how
at it
many
in the
other
negative
people don't
aspect.
look at it that way, though?
I know. That's what I'm
In your
saying. You're that
country.
side. You're that
How
side
am
that
I
represents that
when I
side.
see somebody say that,
You
knowing
just
that
said
there's
it. You literally just said the reason why I put it up is like, let's fight.
That's true.
Well, yeah,
You did.
I don't think that he was saying that in accordance to that he fought a
I
shot.
think he's watched Breakfast Club too many times and
Yeah.
was like, "Don't give up, don't back down." Like it really
I
was the
think it-
Breakfast Club moment. Which
Yeah.
tell me you've seen that. Guns looking.
That's what I'm
confused.
saying is
I
how
gotta watch
many
TV.
how many people in the crowd seeing him do that, even if it was about him fighting a gunshot, saw
Yeah.
that in a negative way of like,
I'm not
well,
saying they
we
didn't.
needed
But what I'm saying is that that's why I'm saying your side
a
would say
battle
that.
cry.
But
Wouldn't take it as a battle cry.
Yeah.
I would say it's like we survived.
Yeah.
Is the way I look at
Because
it.
you don't think the way that a lot of the majority probably think.
Yeah, it's true
That's-
though. A
you
lot of people are
made
going to
that
see that as
statement.
like a battle cry, and like there's there was a lot of scared LGBTQ and far left people when Trump got elected. And we were rightfully told, like legit, that this man didn't want us around and was going to ruin a lot of stuff. And he didn't end up doing any of it. And my only hope is that he fails again when he gets elected because he literally did none of his things. I would dare anybody tell me one thing he promised in his campaign speech that he actually did, because if I remember, it was a big fat zero. I could be incorrect 1000%, but like we had nothing to fear. He took away nothing, he broke nothing. The only thing he did was he managed to stack the court so they could reverse Roe versus Wade, which truly sucked, and some women have died in horrible ways from it. But
I mean,
whatever. Let there be casualties.
It's kind of hard not to stack the Supreme Court when it's a 9-person Supreme Court. You have it.
I know. Why is that number so uneven?
Because you
We're
have to have
all
one
so
as a rule
broken.
breaker.
Yeah, but
You have to have one. You have to have. You can't because
I can see that because you can't have an even tie.
Yeah. And if it does, and the thing is though, if the thing is on the Supreme Court, if one of the Supreme
person
Court
leans
justices,
one way, but
well,
isn't it stacked
even if they
like
don't vote,
seven?
they don't have to vote. They can recuse themselves from the vote and not vote on what's going on in the Supreme Court. But if it becomes down to a tie, then it goes to Senate, and Senate has to say
Senate
who.
stacked too. I don't know what's stacked and what's not stacked anymore. I don't even know who has the House right now.
I think
That's how
Democrats
bad.
have the House.
Okay, that's how bad things are, though. So these are normal things that would
Here's
normally
a
be
question that
rolling
was
through
brought
the
up,
feed
and
and
Marcus,
rolling
if
through
you'd
the
like
news.
to come and join, you're more than welcome to. Here's a question that was brought up: why, when the shots were going off, did nobody scatter?
They did. There was screaming and people dropping to the floor, and you could see
Dropping
the
to the
front
floor,
row.
but like you've seen other,
You could see the front row kind of moving, but honestly,
I hope
it was
so,
the way it looked. I think it was the setup, to be dead honest. So I went to school in Colorado when Columbine happened. some weirdly weird about shooter things. But if you look at the way the setup was, even like the roof across the way and stuff, they were kind of gated in there. So I don't think they could have scattered if they wanted to. They were kind of penned in like animals.
I mean, look at the Las Vegas shooting. You know, you look at that there. You know, the dude was shooting from or from one of the hotels down into the crowd. Nobody scattered on that one until after they realized exactly what was when people started going down.
Where the fuck is the shooter coming from? If you don't know where to scatter, you don't know where to go. And a lot of people, and maybe a lot of people that have gone here have maybe never heard.
And plus, you're trying to figure out.
A lot of people may have never heard gunshots.
Yeah, and plus you're trying to figure out too.
Fireworks.
Yeah, if it was fireworks or whatever. I mean, people have I guarantee you, if it happened. I mean, you might not since you've had military experience, but you know. For me, it's just like a
normal person wouldn't know a gunshot from a firework.
I'm sorry.
I can hear like in my neighborhood. I hear gunshots. I hear shotguns.
Okay, see, yeah,
I can't even tell the difference between what I'm hearing in my neighborhood. Like there are
the big gun, the little gun. Oh, they just shot a deer.
Yeah,
oh,
I hear a shotgun. Like go off and stuff like that. But at the same time, though, the people around the dude that was shooting, if there was people around in that rally, which it looks like it was a park setting, so there were people, and apparently there's also a dude that said that he had notified Secret Service.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
And
I saw
cops
that
and
one.
stuff about this guy on the rooftop. So
yeah, that's the one. And then another dude came and said, "Yeah, I said it too," and I was like, "Oh my god, yeah, it's a shit show."
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait until all the news reporting, because I'm sure they'll grab anybody they can to report, because you know everybody wants their
they're literally grabbing everybody that's there, and
well, they would have to too. They have to. They every single.
Oh, for fuck me. Okay, so seriously, and this is where the stories start to get a little fucky. It's already started. Donald Trump took a bullet for this country.
Yeah.
Oh, it hasn't even been confirmed that he was shot. It looks like possibly he was shot in the ear, or that's somebody else's blood. If it was a weird graze, but he took a bullet in this country. I don't know if he took a bullet for the country. Like, you know, it's about to get weird out there. And so if you're on different sides, if you have friends on different sides, be nice to each other. The next week is going to suck. Like, don't lose your friends and family over this. It's fucking politics. Do what you can. You really don't lose friends and family over this. This is unfortunate. Try to fucking get along for the time being. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I don't even. Oh, my God.
Let's just do it.
Yep.
I don't know enough to. I have an opinion, but I don't have any facts. So I want to make sure we have all the facts before I make any more comments. Thank you.
Are you worried about with the security failing
the president stopping short of calling this an assassination attempt, but noting that he plans to talk to Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Can we get that rewound? That was that was it.
That was our president, ladies and gentlemen. That's the,
was that it?
He's yeah. There was a question. There was a
he
question
doesn't
at the very
have any
beginning.
Information. He said.
But
he's got an opinion, but because he doesn't have all the information, he can't make a statement.
Fucking shit! I mean, you could have made a statement that and been like what he said.
But then
like,
that would be an opinion.
Yeah.
He did that on Twitter.
I know, but why didn't he do it live?
Said that. Yeah, why didn't he do it live?
But he didn't do that. That's he
because
didn't write that.
He probably didn't want him to stumble through reading it.
Yeah.
I 1000% guarantee he did not write that on Twitter.
He probably had a publicist that wrote that statement for him.
No, I know. He's a terrible public speaker. Like, I think he actually does do stuff, because you've seen he's got a very long career, and he has accomplished it as a senator. And even keep in mind, he used to like actually kind of be on the other side. He used to be more Republican.
Shadow. I just want to say though, in the last couple of months, what I've been witnessing is if he is a good president, they obviously are pumping him with some type of medication.
Oh yeah, he's so fucked up.
Because he is starting to have that other senator, the Speaker of the House.
He's got dementia. He's got signs of dementia.
The other one on the opposite side, Mitchell, or I can't remember his name. But the one that ended up stopped talking for like 30 seconds, where he just kind of stood there.
Mitch McConnell.
Oh, yeah, like the brain fogs.
Yeah. So I think that you guys have way too many of those fucking people in power right now.
Oh yeah, no, and see that's why I was saying. So there's an age thing on how old you have to be president, which honestly I think is a bit too old. They need to drop that back down. I think there should be an age stop about what's too old to be president as well, and for a couple of like other offices. There was one dude that was what, like fucking 98, and he was still in Senate
How
or
was
something.
that fucking building not fucking covered?
That's what I'm saying.
Why?
That's what everybody else is saying.
That's what everybody's calling bullshit on this. Everybody's calling bullshit on this very much. The way the photos are set up, you know, there's some very suspicious things happening here.
You definitely
And
got the new green knoll in this fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
This is the new JFK assassination. Well, I mean, they
the
attempted
problem
it.
is back then there wasn't
Oh,
enough paranoid and conspiracy theorists, and today there are freaking many of them.
Yeah.
Like my
Yeah.
conspiracy theories brain is over going, no, this doesn't seem right. Once I saw the way the pictures were framed, because I'm a photographer, and as a photographer,
You
I'm going
already
to
got-
catch the most dramatic moment, but I'm never going to catch an exact replica of a fucking war statue, no matter
Yeah,
how
you
hard
already have Mr. Jones on Twitter saying that there's gonna be a second attempt on his life.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, I'm
Because
sure.
apparently
I
he
agree too.
predicted-
I agree too. It's not over.
It's not.
I am sure that 85% of your country fucking predicted something like this was going to happen eventually.
Oh, the Simpsons predicted, except for they predicted a successful one.
Yeah, The Simpsons predicted he died this year. I saw that and was like, they predicted some wild shit and it came true before. So, like, I'm one of those people going, I mean, I don't wish for it. ... though. Like, which is terrible because I really don't wish anybody dead. Like, honestly, I think he's just going to age himself out. I really do. He's shown signs himself of kind of degenerative mind disease. Like, I think they're both fucking right on par for course for dementia factors. I've seen both of them show fucking very big underlying, like, you should probably go away factors. And I mean, I see it daily with my fucking father, and they're both showing them. And
Now
I'm like,
you have one
okay.
that's super angry too.
Aw.
Fucking
Apparently,
super
it's Harrison
angry with a
Ford's
lot of
birthday,
power.
though. On a nicer, happier note, bunch of death and destruction today. But it's Harrison Ford's birthday, and you know what? I love Indiana Jones, so go Indy. It's just nuts.
You know, that's one thing too. Talking about Harrison Ford and all those actors. I mean, my biggest opinion is I don't think Hollywood should get involved in anything political.
No, like that
I
was
don't
like
think
Clooney
you're gonna
telling
really
Biden
hear
to sit down, and
any.
you're like, dude, what the fuck do you know about anything political? Shut up.
No,
The only one,
This would crucify
Kumar.
people's careers if
Hold on.
they're a celebrity and they said something negative about what just happened.
Hold on,
They would
you're a
crucify
pothead.
their career.
You're a pothead, so you've seen Harold and Kumar go to White Castle, correct? As he hits his bong. This is a valid question. Okay, so you know that Kumar actually ended up going into politics and he worked for the White House. He quit being an actor. So technically, some people in Hollywood do end up, being political, but yeah. So
Well, I mean, like Ronald Reagan, Arnold Schwarzenegger, all of them were, or actors before, but I'm talking about the ones that come out, because if you notice all the ones that come out against what's going on right now here in the last few months, they're all washed up actors trying to promote an upcoming movie or something like that. Robert De Niro.
I wouldn't say that. Linda McMahon was part of Trump's administration. Linda McMahon was on the Treasury board. That's an entertainer.
Even Anonymous is over here
Pretty large one,
how
actually.
sketchy it is.
Linda
Anonymous
McMahon was with Vince
posting
McMahon,
stuff.
who own WWE.
So what has Linda McMahon acted in?
Linda McMahon has acted in WWE.
Oh yeah, she fucking.
I'm talking
She's
about
a
like
fucking
Hollywood.
celebrity.
I'm talking about.
no,
Hollywood.
I'm talking about
the
it too.
wrestling.
She's a celebrity.
Yeah, technically, the
what I'm
wrestlers
saying
are
is
their
that
own celebrities. It's weird.
But she was a celebrity that was on Trump's cabinet.
Well, that's fine though. But what I'm saying though is they shouldn't have anything to do with when it comes out to like what De Niro did at the Trump rally there in New York City. That
De
was
Niro
all.
did, and then
that was all scripted.
It was weird.
You can tell it was scripted. One, he was reading from a script, but those people there, you can't trust because their job is to make you believe something that isn't real.
Yeah, they're literally actors. They could make you think they're sad when they're not. Like, I don't know if I'd ever be able to date an actor because I'd be like, "Are you fucking lying to me constantly? You're just acting, right?" Because I'm pretty sure I did date somebody that was an actor, and they did turn out to be full of shit. They were a comedian though. And same thing. Comedians and act. Yeah, still no. It did not go well for me. But like it's.
But no.
See, I like this person. Unfollowing anyone who condones violence. It's disgusting that I'm seeing anyone asking, why couldn't the shooter just aim better? I don't care what your political affiliation is. That is just repulsive. That is the correct attitude we should be having right now, is that this is a bad thing that happened. Nobody should die from it, and like, just don't be like, yay, violence, because that's the problem with the world, is yay, violence, and war makes money.
No, FBI statement. FBI personnel are on the scene in Butler, Pennsylvania. The FBI will continue to work jointly with the U.S. Secret Service and investigate moves forward. And that's what I'm saying. The only thing I know you think it's just like crazy if Trump gets in, but I think it's not Trump. I think any new president that comes in needs to ratify and get rid of all the trash and some of what these agencies like the FBI, CIA, and everybody else that have made a career out of it. If you hit 35 years in the service, then you need to be retired 100%, because one, you become too complacent. That's the reason why they get people in a job after 20 years usually, is because you become too complacent. You don't want to do your job right anymore. And you're susceptible to taking bribes and everything else because you feel like you don't make enough money.
Can I ask you, how long would it take Trump?
Somebody's already blaming fucking Hillary, and it's somebody that we all know, and it's a man that streams on Kick, and I follow him, and he follows me back. No, where's the smile?
So how long?
Fuck off, man! Stop.
How long would it take? Trump becomes president. How long would it take Trump to change legislation, or in some way be able to invoke a third term?
We already went through this, Gun. I already told you.
Yeah, he couldn't do it. He wouldn't have time.
It takes 2/3 of the majority of the House and Senate, and plus it would take 38 states legislation to approve that.
And it would take a couple years to just go rolling through all the systems.
You are reading that document or the document there, the manifesto.
Manifesto. Oh my God!
The agenda.
Well, it is the agenda.
There's
okay,
the agenda. He literally
What's
said,
the difference
"This is
between
my agenda."
fucking those words? Nothing.
There isn't.
English.
Yeah, there isn't. It's just worded differently. Yeah.
Right. So the agenda. How close?
That's what Trump called it. Don't look at me.
Okay,
He called it
how
agenda
close-
fucking 47.
How close with the agenda? If he becomes president, they follow that agenda. Would it take him to run a third term?
It honestly does. Oh, okay. So I'll answer this differently though. Okay, so it really does depend, because he's pulled some shit, and we've seen some shit go down that I didn't expect they'd be able to do it, because usually our country is slow as fuck on everything except for war. When it comes to war, all of a sudden we're involved, and we're like fucking speedy quick. But when it comes to actually making new laws or changing laws or doing anything like that, it would take 3 fucking terms just to get enough time to add a third term. Like what most people don't see is the first term of a president isn't usually reflected what they did until the next term is going by. That's why they want that second term. So you can see what they've done. Usually what you see in a president's first term was done by the last president.
Okay, so
Most people don't
January
pay attention to
20th,
that.
he gets elected and he gets inaugurated. And on the first day, he fires everybody that's in the cabinet as it stands and hires every single yes man that is on that agenda.
Yeah, but that's just the presidential cabinet. There's still like different roles of our governments
What
that
about
I don't think you understand.
firing all the FBI, firing
you can't.
all...
He won't.
How would you not
there are laws in place that
those have to be
you can't do that.
confirmed by the Senate and the House.
Yeah, so there's the House, which has how many members?
How has the Senate been
The Senate that has how many
listening
members?
to Trump? How has the Senate been listening to Trump?
Depends on who wins the Senate.
Yeah, so the Senate race
The
is
midterm
different than
elections
the
will determine
presidential
that.
race.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the midterms election will determine the Senate and the House.
Usually, what's funny is that usually the House and the Senate are run by completely different sides of the government, and then the president is one of those. But yeah, usually one is Republican and one is Democratic. Very rarely has it ever, if ever.
I think during
been
Trump's
both.
administration, it hit one time until the midterm, and then it flopped back.
yeah, it was like, oh, they're all three lined up, and they're very rarely all three lined up because there's just too many people.
I just want to remind everybody else that there's a little arrow button with like a little fucking thing that you can go and
appreciate
share
the whole. I appreciate all 73 of you being in here and listening.
Oh my God, there's 73 people. Quit staring at my tip.
I look away.
I was dressed up for this, man. It's summer and it's hot. Yeah, you got to look the other way. Bad green screen. That's okay. I keep pointing at fucking Rebel when I'm talking to guys.
My American friends here. I am worried. I am really worried.
Thank you.
I am a very critical thinking gentleman, and with like everything that I've read and seen as an outsider, I am very worried. I'm very worried.
It is kind of scary for both sides, honestly. I'm worried
Making a
about
shift that later on people are going to be like, well, I didn't realize that this was going to be part of that shift.
But like I said, I mean, we'll have the president's election in January. I mean, the presidential confirmation in January, and then I believe in what is it? This is 2024, so 2026 should be the next midterm. That's when everybody, like the senators in the House, they all start running for their.
Can we look up
Why
what
does every
Heritage
shooter dress in
Foundation's,
military? Oh God, the
statement is
Heritage
about this?
Foundation. Yeah, that. Oh no, we have
What?
not. Yeah, I'm
And I'm
interested.
sure that they've made a statement already.
Yeah, can you look for that? You've got them somewhere, maybe on the Truth socials. I don't know where these people live. I like to keep my feed kind of open. That's why I can see both sides on my Twitter feed, but I'm not on fucking True Social because
I mean,
honestly,
why would the Heritage Foundation make a statement?
Because they are Republican.
And they're
No,
trying
they're
to up.
they're
They're trying to help
conservative.
Trump.
Yeah.
Okay, but they're trying to help Trump become.
They are.
elected.
They literally were hanging out like 3 months ago. They were all up donoing to him and shit. So that's why people are like, "Oh,
No,
well,
they
of
haven't
course
made a
that's
statement
what."
yet. No, they're a conservative think tank is what the Heritage Foundation is. Yes, they do. They help out the conservative president.
Christian conservative think tank at
Yeah.
that, which scares me the worst because honestly, most of the Christians I've met have been really mean people. There's some truly amazingly lovely Christian people out there, but the most hardcore people I've met are Christians. They're just very judgy.
Like I said, I don't. I mean,
And they still haven't
know.
confirmed that who died. There's all these weird stories saying that no one got hurt, and then one person got hurt.
Yeah, they'll
ER
have
doctor at the rally said he performed life-saving procedures to a person in the crowd who was sitting behind the Trump. It's fucking awkward.
I said we'll have to wait till the dust settles on all the freaking fake media that's going to be coming out right now. Before it'll probably take a couple of days. Probably won't start seeing some truth in until like Monday.
It really shouldn't take days on this kind of stuff. That's nuts.
Well, with so many people being independent reporters nowadays, yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. The amount of look, I do miss, like, and I've said it before. You've heard me say it. Remember when you would actually get in trouble and go to jail if you reported a story wrong and your facts were not right? Remember those days? Yeah, I fucking miss that. Like, I do like being able to get on TikTok and be like, oh, there's an alien sighting over in Brazil, and everybody in Brazil is like, what the fuck is that? And that's kind of cool. Like, real time, that's cool. But not everybody should be an independent journalist. Like, go to school just like everybody else, every other job.
No, that's why I say we're not journalists. We're not a news reporting station. We're just an opinion piece.
We're just fucking idiot streamers as well. Yeah. All of us are just gamers. We're all kind of gamers.
This is the best way that you can document history, is by talking. And that's what we're doing. We're documenting. I mean,
it's just like with that one comment about being, on Rumble about
disinformation.
Yeah, it's not disinformation. Like, we're not a news reporting station. We're three people that have opinions on what goes on, and when me and Gunn do it, he has the Canadian perspective, I have the United States perspective. That's kind of.
And then I bring in the women. Yeah. Okay. But I'm like the least woman sometimes. I'm gonna go change my oil, and every girl's like, no, gosh, it get dirty. No, but that's even a sexist thing for me to say. There's many ways. We all relate really well together. I hope if nobody else catches on, all three of us are very different personalities, and all three of us are very close friends.
Yeah.
So if we can be
Yeah,
very
you're a
close friends with
millennial,
different
aren't you?
personalities,
You're a
I'm a
millennial.
zennial.
What year were you
I'm
born?
caught in the middle. 81. I'm caught right in the middle of those two. Fucking sucks.
See, I argue with people. I think, okay, so you're right about being a zennial then.
Yes, I am. We had this
Yeah.
before, and you were like, "Okay, I respect you for it,"
Yeah,
for saying that.
like
But
my brother being born in, like my two brothers, one was born in
Justin, what are you
76.
doing?
I believe that he is a zennial, and 79 is a zennial as well. I think that you guys.
76 is not a zennial. 79.
I know. I argue with him about it all the time. All the time.
But in the good news, we
You're
have
fuck.
Oh, see, that's fucking cute. Yeah, just scream at everybody and say, "Don't be violent. Don't be violent." But the fact that the three of us being completely different, and Gun being from Canada, and we can get along and be friends and talk about this kind of stuff, means that anybody can fucking do it, really. And so, don't be, so argumentative. You lose friends, you lose family. The next couple of weeks are gonna be rough, and people will be fighting and saying, "Oh, I hate Trump. Oh, I love Trump. Oh, I wish bad things. Oh, I don't wish bad things." Keep your head clear, and remember, don't do permanent damage to your friends and family with something that's political. Keep in mind, these politicians don't care about you. They don't care about your family, and they don't care if they've ruined your life. At the end of the day,
they care about golf.
Yeah, fucking right.
They care about
golf,
fucking
money.
golf.
It's
and
all about their
beating
golf
each
game.
other
And
at
yeah,
golf.
money. So if you're not their golf game and you're not money, don't go ruining your lives over it because you and grandma can't get along because one of you likes the other. Wait for the fucking shit to be over, and whoever gets elected gets elected. Elect whoever you think you deserve to be elected. Are you trying to eat me, sir? And don't ruin your friendships over this shit.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's one thing I said. If you got, I mean, you got everybody that seems to like attack all like the candidates, like Trump, Biden. Yeah, we might not like the individual, but the main fact is those are the presidents are the key figures. They're the top of the pyramid. They're basically not. They're technically not even in charge of anything. They're basically, you can look at a president here in the United States anyways as a patsy. They're the ones that get to take all the shit. They get to make the final decision. They're kind of like this, the last.
They're also
person
figureheads in
member.
some way too,
Yeah.
because they'll get shit on for stuff that's done by other things. So like that's the one thing I always liked about the Queen. I wish we still had a queen in England. I'm not gonna lie, I loved her. She saw some shit, but she was like, she knew what she was doing. And now we've got whatever disgrace is happening in the monarchy. But like for them, like figureheads, like they barely got to do anything, but they still got in trouble for everything. Anything goes wrong, and you're shitting on the person at the top. So it could be something that happened in lower branches, and you're like, "Fuck President Biden for that." That was like when they remember it was. What was it when they were shitting on Obama? When people were just randomly being like, "Thanks, Obama. My taco costs $1." And like just the dumb thing. "Thanks, Obama. I cut my toe today." Like this weird shit. We made it into a joke.
Yeah.
Like it got made into an actual joke, and when Obama was around, like I think it was even after he was no longer president, we were still like, "Thanks, Obama. I wet my bed." Like his stupidest shit was happening, and it was a meme. It was a joke before memes were memes.
But that's one thing is it's like everybody's like, Gunn says it's like, how do we change it? How do we change it? Well, we get rid of all these fuckers that have been inside the damn been in power for 40 fucking years.
I say everything has to go. Build it back up from the ground level. But I'm an anarchist because I think that's the only answer. I'm not an anarchist because I like chaos.
I was raised on movies. I was raised in front of a boob tube, okay? That's what my dad referred to the television, okay?
I was raised on Star Trek, man. That's what I want. I want fucking Star Trek.
I recently saw a video of what's his name? Baron?
Don't step on the keyboard.
At a rally, right, standing up and waving to people, okay?
Aw.
You know as well as I do that the first thing I thought of was Omen.
Yeah, or like the children of the corn.
Yeah,
Damien.
That's originally.
We gotta laugh. Stand up. Look! You're giggling. You're like, "Oh no, horror!"
I thought corn, children of corn, Omen. Like I did not think, "Oh, that's Baron Trump." I thought, "Fucking
child."
There's
You're
Omen.
like, "Oh, this thing is evil." He does have a very dead look in his eye, but I've noticed that with a lot of Trump's family. I think it's whatever like weird
He looks like
PR
Trump.
coaching. Well, it's also a PR coaching that he puts his family through in every like weird interview and stuff ever, because he's been a celebrity, he's been around, and they have to go through PR training to go to public events, and he put his family through it too, and so you just see like their lack of emotion and expression, and they just look dead inside. That's the PR training, never to show emotion, never to express anything, so it can't be taken out of context. This happens with a lot of actual celebrities and their families. Speaking of celebrities and their families, though, have you seen what Violet's doing? Ben Affleck and J-Lo's daughter?
Oh, yeah.
I'm so happy because, dude, my kid's mask. I'm chronically ill, so like everyone's shitting on this poor little girl, and I'm like, I'm doing the fucking fist bump for her. So it's like at least she's standing up for shit. Like she could be wrong, I could be wrong.
Okay, so I don't know
like,
any of this. What is she doing?
Right. She, Violet Affleck, Ben and J-Lo's daughter, has been avidly masking this entire time. And she went and spoke in front of California City Hall, I believe. Something
so,
like
yeah.
that. And said that they needed to reinstate masks. They needed to have better air circulation in buildings, that COVID was not over. People are still dying. People are getting long COVID. People are getting disabled. Please, please don't let this happen. This is a terrible thing. And she was very shaky and stuff. You could tell this is like her big, like, I don't talk in public much, but this is important to me moment. And like, so there's a lot of people that are like, yay, you. And then, of course, the internet being the internet, this young girl who's, I think, 19, just, oh, well, you're fucking brainwashed and what a piece of shit. And they're not even shitting on her parents. They're just shitting on her. Meanwhile, her parents are going through a whole ass divorce. You know, and she's like, well, you guys do you, and I'm going to be over here trying to save the world from getting COVID. And I'm like, good for her. Because it's what she said she actually came down with long COVID, and that's what made her be like, oh my God, nobody should go through this. So it's weird. That's one of the happier things I'd seen. There's not a lot of happy in the news going on. And even when it is happy, people shit on it. Stop shitting on everything, guys. It's bad for your health.
Yeah. I mean, you know, that's one of the things, like, we try to, you know, it's one reason why we do this is just to kind of get opinions out there and get everybody a way to look at life in a different perspective other than what you see. I mean, because we all believe in different things. We believe in what goes on in a different matter. I mean, like I said, Gunn being a Canadian and not understanding a lot of things that goes on politically wise other than what he reads.
I just love it how many times we have flipped in today. That guy is from Canada. This one's from Canada. Like we've just repeatedly, because the subject today has been very America. So we're like, and then this guy's Canadian. So,
but I like the fact that he has
zero assassination attempts in Canada. Zero assassination.
What is the gun policy in Canada? Because you said
they're not allowed to have them. Yeah,
they're not
banned.
allowed to have.
And how is there gunshots where you're at? Because you've got bears and shit. Right?
They're fake. They're fake because they're banned. So that means the paperwork sits there and says they can't have it. So,
but
you know,
they have it anyway.
Yeah, kind of like our gun control down here. The more gun control, the more things we put on
so
paper.
I as a
what's
Canadian,
your gun violence then?
Okay, so I as a Canadian, can go and get my gun license, and then I go and do a safety thing, and then I can own guns. I can buy guns.
Oh, I thought you couldn't buy guns
as long as
anymore.
I can go and buy guns as long as I have like all the safety features that you need to store them, so that if somebody were to break into my house, that they wouldn't be able to use them on me.
Well, I mean, legally, that's the way it's supposed to be here too.
Okay,
I mean,
so that's what our gun law is. I'm not allowed to have a handgun. If I have any other exotic weapons, you have to probably apply for different permits to be able to hold different weapons in Canada. As far as gun violence is concerned, a lot of the gun violence that we have in Canada is through the black market, which is through the United States border. So our guns come through the United States border and then get sold into Canada.
Agreed. Same thing here. Most of the guns that you see here, like the AK-47, you think we designed the AK-47?
A better wall around Canada to avoid you Americans that like to, you know what I mean?
Gave me a cookie again. That's the second time today. Same man give me a cookie. Sorry, I'm getting cookies on Final Fantasy Online. No, I don't know who he is. Somebody just keeps coming up and giving me cookies.
Go back. Look
No, what I'm saying is that everybody thinks that, the whole
Reset
thing
the
on
end
the
of the
gun control,
universe.
that's one thing that cracks me up. Is like the more paperwork, the more laws we put into place, it's not going to stop the illegal gun
what?
or the
No,
legal.
it's not.
And
The illegal guns will still get in no matter
Here's
what.
something in Canada. For me to apply for my gun license, they have to go 10 years back into my relationship history. 10 years back.
Really?
Yes. So if I've been
good.
divorced,
I like
if I've
that.
been divorced, or if I've been charged with domestic violence of any nature,
Oh yeah,
I am not allowed to be able to own a gun.
that's here too.
They even will call your exes.
Not really. Here
and
you can get like
they
the
will
background
call
check.
to get actual witness testimony on you.
No, if you have a domestic violence
That's
charge,
proper vetting.
that's if
That
you
is
have a
proper
domestic,
vetting to make sure that crazy
and we
people
do that here.
Do
not
they?
very
It's
well.
like it's
Yes,
really
we
not
do.
very well.
The
Like,
ones you're seeing committing all the crimes are the ones that don't do it legally.
Not necessarily, man. There's been a weird amount of legal gun stuff
I mean,
that
if you
I've
pass it,
seen.
okay. So to get a gun here in the United
up
States, to get a gun here in
look-
the United States, you apply for a background check. Which, yes, do I agree? The
I
way
still think everybody
the
should have to
speed
do
ones
gun
they do.
safety classes and stuff too. Yeah, the speed ones are weird.
I mean, because you have to, because it used to be when I bought my first gun, the Brady law went into effect. You had to wait 10 days before you pick up your gun. That means
Yeah,
they
I
did a
like that.
full, yeah, they have a full thing. I mean, the Brady law is still in effect, but
Is
the
it?
matter, yeah, but it doesn't take it. You can go and because I went to one of our Bass Pros, which is the
I
fishing and
love
gaming
Bass
thing
Pro.
here.
I love Bass Pro.
And I
They
just
got an
asked him.
aquarium.
Yeah, I asked him. I sit there and how long it would take to get a firearm, and he goes, "Oh, you can walk out with this day." He goes, "But because you still have to do the background check because everything's computerized now, so that they type in all your information and everything else, take your ID, they submit it through computer, and it does an internet search on all your background history. If it pops up a red flag, so say if you have been convicted anywhere in the United States and they reported it to the federal reporting agency of a domestic violence charge, you do not get a handgun.
They need to be
Or
checking
any type
people
of
for
weapon.
mental illnesses. Honestly, I have a mental illness. Mine is not a danger to anybody
Now,
but myself. But
if you want a
honestly, I
shotgun,
shouldn't be allowed to get a gun.
yeah, if you want a shotgun
I'm
or
mentally
a hunting rifle, you do not need a background check.
Yeah, the fact that you could just get a fucking and the hunting rifles are the ones that seem to be a problem.
I mean, I think
like
you have
this
to,
one, once
and
again,
you're
I think this
supposed
was
to
another
register
fucking
them.
rifle. Yeah, but supposed to and required to are completely different things apparently.
But yeah, down here, if you got charged with domestic battery and it got reported by whatever agency that you were done, if they did their actual reporting they were supposed to do, and reported it to the national statistics board or whatever they do, the national registry that you're on, because you become on a national registry once you get charged with domestic violence if they report it, and so that.
What happens if you don't get reported though? That's so bad.
I mean,
if they report it, that's.
I mean, the only ones I think it probably would not like fall in that category would be maybe like a rural community, maybe not get their reporting done on time. But,
okay, I can see that, like the Amish or something.
Yeah,
like,
I
out
mean,
in the middle of nowhere.
But for the matter of fact, soon as the way the reporting system is with law enforcement now, as soon as you report, everything is connected. So as long as they have that connection, as soon as they hit enter on the keyboard to submit that report, it automatically goes to all these different agencies like the ATF and everything else. Because a domestic violence report will go to the ATF reporting agencies. It'll go to the national, stats agency and everything else. And will go onto your what's called an NCIC record.
Because Americans are Americans. So I had flirted with for a minute because I'm just tired of all the school shootings and stuff. I have a kid that's still school age. She goes to school. I literally, Pink bought a fucking backpack that has the armor plate in the back of it for her fucking kid as well. And I was like, hey, I need that link. I was not able to afford the damn thing, but boy, do I want it. And so, like, I had flirted with, like, okay, so how can we change gun stuff here in America, but without killing everybody's rights? And it's just so hard and difficult. Like, there's so many laws that need to be changed. And, like, I was like, oh, we'll just go to England. Like, fuck, they can't even have guns because they're appalled at what happens here. They're like, what is wrong with you? But people do get stabbed a lot. There's so many swords. Holy crap. It's a whole thing. Everyone's got a knife. And I mean, I'm a big knife collector, so.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, you can put on paper all the law, and one thing is,
It works per country. It's what works for each country, really.
Yeah, and
for us, unfortunately, it's too late. It's too late for us to get rid of the guns. I'll just be fucking honest, and I don't like. I'm a real good shot, but I don't like guns.
Yeah, you're never going to get rid. You're never going to get even see. The bad thing about it is that some of these cities do buyback programs. But places like Nashville, where they do the buyback program, then they turn around and resell the guns back out on the street, instead of destroying them. So what's the point of doing the buyback,
Yeah, I don't understand that. That makes no sense.
So, I mean, you've got, I think it's one of those states over there, Tennessee, Kentucky, one of those states. There's a city there that takes that does the buyback. I don't
like Kentucky.
And saying what should happen is like every 30 days they need to be destroyed. I mean, completely destroyed. That's the only way you're going to get guns off the street.
Proof that they were destroyed, because right now they're not required for proof.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of times what you see on the movies does actually happen. There's a lot of times in transportation, shit gets lost or stolen on the way to transportation for the destruction. So, I mean, are you going to get all the guns off the street? No.
No, never. And they'll still be coming in illegally. That's just the thing that we can't change. But we do need to actually maybe take more personal responsibility per person for the amount of fucking insanity. Because what gun violence went up 300%. It was some crazy number during COVID when we were all supposed to be inside on lockdown. And it never went back down, is what people aren't talking about. I live in a college town, and it used to be there was some shit, and now it's every day someone's killed by a gun, every single day. It went from maybe once a month, which is still way too much in my opinion, to daily. And we've all grown very desensitized to it. And I think that's the actual scariest thing. When you get desensitized to a subject, then it's no longer scary. Then you no longer want to fix it because it's just so normal now. It's like people getting desensitized to porn and then becoming weird, porn addicts and that. There's many ways to become desensitized to many different things. Guns are one of them. It's freaking scary out there.
Trying to see. I'd be curious what his polls will be tomorrow.
They're going to be great.
Just of how many
we all know
hate crimes are going to occur.
Oh, I'm worried about that too. Yeah, I'm worried
about how many political hate crimes are going to occur. If that's going to be a new terminology that we have, where it's going to be.
It's always.
Hopefully not.
You did this to my president. Boom. I don't want that.
Oh, Pult speaking about it, about the breaking Trump. Pult. Charity guy. He's got an open fucking live forum on Twitter right now. God knows what they're even saying. But there's 5.1 million people in there. I'm like, okay. Or no, not million. Sorry, 51,000 people.
Yeah.
He talks about houses.
I don't see his thing anymore. It's off the air. They spoke about it for about an hour.
Who's Tate?
Yeah.
He was in space, anyways.
He had Alex Jones on. No, they were talking about the Trump shooting.
I know they were in a space. They weren't. They were doing a Twitter space. They weren't live. He was live on Rumble.
Yeah.
Okay, so I should. Did I ever make an account on Rumble?
And I'm sure Alex Jones did a space too, because he doesn't want the IRS knowing where he is, or the feds. Well, he cried on national Twitter. He cried on national Twitter about that rebel. Come on.
We have a national Twitter now.
I'm going to go national Twitter news.
We don't even have a Twitter.
Alex Jones, a week ago, was crying about how feds were fucking storming his shit.
You see in the front page of Rumble, the entire top is just, just holy craps. Yeah, the entire thing.
Well, hell, I mean, we've got 80 people viewing us on Twitter or on X. So.
Oh shit, we're on X. Hi, friends.
Yeah, we're on X. We're on X and Rumble. Rumble, I never get any good traction.
So the
on
problem
Rumble
with X is I like X, and there is actually a chat on X. But in order to see the chat on X, one of us would have to be on our phone constantly, like pulling it down. Their chat is so broken. So
Yeah,
like that's why I'd send people like, you want to talk, go to Guns channel on Twitch. Like go to Rumble. Like it's just And like you watch all you want to on there. You can always follow me on Twitch. Because I like people to follow me. I'm needy. Something that you suck at in every podcast, by the way, you should always do the thing where you and go follow him there and him there. You got to get better at that. You used to be great. I'm trying to sign in because I swear
there's a banner down there that says "Go follow Gun."
Well, I don't have a banner. I like very rarely show up. Yeah, like I need one.
I have a rotating banner down there that says "Follow Gun."
Follow Gun because he needs it because every stream is a fortune teller. Or what is it? Your
See,
thing?
right there. It says right now, check out Gunny on Kick and Twitch weeknights at My Gun Is Huge.
Do you stream to Kick as well, or are you still doing
No.
that? No, not. I know you don't.
Oh,
but,
no. Yeah, he does.
I didn't know he streamed to both.
Yeah.
I didn't know he knew how to stream to both.
Yeah, he does. He does restream, but it'll be interesting what the next 48 hours holds with all of this.
Yeah, it's
new footage shows sniper appearing unnoticed in subject milliseconds before a man shot Trump. Oh hell, they got video of it now.
Yeah. Oh no, they got video of the sniper that took him out as well. It was weird. All right, so what is your thing on here? What's the on Rumble?
I want to really see something that said, take a look.
On Rumble, it's fuck, I don't know.
Nation, is it X? What is it?
The Rebel Nation, I believe. Yeah, the Rebel Nation.
The American versus the Canadian. Oh my God, that's great.
Yeah, it's crazy. They got somebody videotaped it, which now makes it even more.
Well, that's a little bit old, that chart's a couple of months old, and if you want... And that's a little bit old, that chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that says...
Oh, that's a sniper on the roof. That's ours.
That's their sniper.
Yeah.
That's a little bit old.
Yeah, that's the one that took him out.
So they seen him.
That's scary. They seen him, and they knew he had a gun, and he still managed to get shots off. That's not. That's weird.
If you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened. And that's a little bit old.
Reeks. I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I said, well,
it's odd. I don't know.
I mean, unless he was just scanning the area and then happened to see him right before the shot happened.
I mean, because like the second you heard a pop, he was like there. So
that chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see,
yeah, it kind of looks like he's scanning the area. Yeah, it looks like he's scanning the area and then double checking to make sure that's what he's seeing. Not a very good sniper, though. That must be a private security sniper. That's surely not a Secret Service sniper.
It's weird. Yeah, like I said, he's...
Are you all right, Gun?
He's bought.
I'm just amazed by that comment that you just said. Like, that dude just saved another person.
Oh, he did? But no.
What I'm saying, though,
understand.
Yeah, what I'm saying, though, that's not a Secret Service sniper. It has to be like his private security sniper. Because a Secret Service sniper would have probably already taken whoever was over there out to start with. As soon as they saw the glint of a sniper thing, you can kind of see where, because I guarantee what's happening is he's scanning the area right now. He's scanning the area and then he fucking comes across because you can see him like lift his head right before the shot. See, he's double checking to make sure that's what he's aimed on. It's like, oh my God, what am I seeing? It's like, oh shit. Then the shot rings off and then he's already got him in the crosshair.
If it had been Secret Service, if you are right there and he was aimed at the dude, then you would have already noticed and blocked that. Like he's got a very small, he wouldn't have been up on that roof, period. So we're a bit crazy, us Americans, about our security. And so that's what white people are like, how did this happen? Because it was just so close and so obvious.
You guys can't figure that
you guys don't see, like, I look at that as like a man that's, whether he's Secret Service or he's private, that he's sitting at a rally, scanning through, sees glint, goes, what? And then the shot goes off and then he takes the shot. You don't see that where
That's what I just
there's
said.
shot.
Oh yeah,
I know,
no.
but like, how does
Oh,
that
we see that.
constitute that he's not very good at his job? If
Oh, it's not that. It's that, like, he did what he could, but okay, so
So what we're trying to say is,
there's
the
usually
is
about
are you saying
200
that Secret
people.
Service
if a
wouldn't
military
react
sniper,
the same way that dude
no, if a
reacted?
military, you were in the military, you know better. If you don't second judge what you see, you take them out, right? Well, I don't know. You never were in war, so, but if you're in a battle,
and stuff,
the training of a
you would have
sniper is
seen
just
him
like, I'm
before
sure
he got up there. Yeah,
I'm sure once they scan, as soon as they seen somebody that was not there, they would have taken the shot.
Okay,
They
you
wouldn't
got
have
two
hesitated.
snipers. You got two snipers. One is steadily aiming at Trump, right? So his glint is being there. And then you've got another sniper that's aiming, right, scanning, right? And then he sees that glint, which then allows this sniper to see his glint. So he's got to take that shot right now because the other
you're missing
sniper's
our
gonna...
point. Calm down there. So our point is that if his Secret Service detail wasn't so
I'm saying that
small,
dude shot the other dude fast enough.
oh no, he
and
was quick and
professional
he did
enough.
great for what he was capable of doing. But we're also saying the amount of the levels of
The hesitation.
okay, so the level of security for Trump is bad. It's so bad. That guy should not have been able to get on that roof. Period.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
At all.
It just goes to show he didn't have the top-notch Secret Service security that most presidents
That
have.
guy was good, and the second that a shot went off, he got the guy, and he saved other people from getting killed.
Yeah.
'Cause that guy, you could tell, was going to shoot multiple times. The problem is, this scenario should have never even happened.
No, you shouldn't.
This shouldn't have
that other guy
happened.
should- yeah.
We have shit such on lockdown. If you've seen any other of the any other like of the rallies or the big political stuff, there is undercovers, there is non-undercovers, there's like hundreds upon hundreds of security, and a lot of them are like the best, like ex special forces, still in special forces, like the best of the best get put as security details in the crowd. They're everywhere. Like there's like hundreds of them. This is like there's like 10 at this. There should have been
This
not
lady here
10.
drives me crazy. This Valentina Gomez drives me so fucking crazy.
Who is that?
She's running for she's running for something. I can't remember what she's running
She's
for.
running for something.
Missouri Secretary of State.
Oh,
she's
she can suck it. I hate everybody that runs in Missouri. I live there, remember? So
she's like the
30
one that
minutes
does
ago,
like the
Trump's
running and
motorcade.
everything else, and she's
30
really
minutes
crazy.
ago, Trump. 30 minutes ago, Trump's motorcade left the hospital.
To go. Okay, so they did leave the hospital. So he's left the hospital. So they bandaged up his ear because it did look like his ear took some damage, which is crazy.
Oh, Mayorkas denied more. I guess they requested more detail, and Mayorkas denied them.
What?
Yeah, Secret Service was shorthanded thanks to Biden, and Mayorkas denied requests for more detail.
Yeah, everyone's saying, how the hell was such an obvious line of sight not secured? Exactly. Like, it's all over it. The surreal assassination attempt on Trump. A lot of people that did comment about this before they realized somebody died are coming back and being like, I'm sorry, I didn't know anybody actually got hurt. I thought it was just a failed attempt on everybody. Yeah, there's a lot of... It's a little bit of chaos.
Yeah, and this is where we're going to get all the, the crazy misinformation shit start getting thrown out and everything else. It's going to be hard to filter through.
Well, that's why I missed actually being able to be like, oh, well, this was, NBC News. I didn't say Fox, so you're welcome. I had to fucking remove the ability for Fox to happen with my parents. Just saying.
Oh, Fox is getting bad too. Ever since Tucker left,
they're all bad. Just stop it. Like, just,
I mean,
big news spreading like the most obvious misinformation that I guess be like, wait, that's common sense. That's wrong.
Yeah.
Like, but being able to be like, oh, well, this comes from, the Wall Street Journal. I believe it. They've fact checked. We can't believe anybody now, just nobody. It's all bullshit. Basically, it's like having little papers back in the day where, your mom and your sister wrote the stories and you went, yeah.
Yeah, they're blaming, they're starting to point fingers at the Secret Service right now more than they are anything else.
And honestly, they shouldn't, because that fucking Secret Service detail was very small. Pretty sure they were all on him, and that wasn't even enough to really surround him. So I feel bad for the Secret Service, because it's whoever only assigned him that little amount, and nobody thought about extra security. With the way the man talks alone, the hatred that people have for him, you would think he would get a better thing. Like, in this being,
I mean, look at Kennedy. Robert Kennedy,
he was so
Jr.
well loved.
They don't even.
Does he even have anybody?
No, they've denied. They've denied his.
He's a fucking Kennedy. That's just like fucking asking for it. That's so bad. How can you? I mean, like.
Yeah, they've denied him Secret Service detail.
That's dirty.
I mean, they'll have to provide it for him once he becomes nominated. If he becomes a candidate nominated to run, but because his party can nominate him in August to run as an independent.
Apparently, there is a kitten in a ramen box. You're welcome. I just have to keep showing cute stuff because everything's so serious. Kitten in a ramen box.
But
that is fucking adorable.
No, I think we're going to start seeing this kind of shit all over the country now. I think now that this is out, I think there's going to be more issues starting to arise. I think more violence is going to start happening. I really do. You're agreeing
with Gunn on that one. Shit, that's scary.
No, I'm talking about closer to November we get, the more violence we're going to see. But I think after the election,
it's going to be a little cold. I'm hoping it won't be, but I think that you might be right.
I mean, it's only going to be in the bigger cities. Right. You're only going to see the violence because we don't see it down here where I live. We don't see any of that shit. It's only focused on places like California, New York, Illinois,
the bigger cities.
Yeah, and you don't even see it in Florida that much. It's only in those three bigger metropolitan areas that you see all the violence.
Honestly, and that's weird because, like, I've been to Florida.
Can I ask, like, people with the ideology, like the Ku Klux Klan, right? Would they have militia groups? Brown Boys or whatever they're called, Proud Boys. Would they have militia? There's
militia groups out there all over.
You don't
the
think
place.
that
they're everywhere.
Right now, they don't feel justified.
Oh, 1,000% they fucking do, and that is what we're talking about.
I think that you guys are going to see it.
I just don't think.
I mean, if you watch that movie Civil War, the people in there are the militia. That's not the military. That's the militias.
I hope that
Okay, what is the Civil War movie? How old is? Do I need to go watch this?
It came out this summer. It's a brand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anybody know if I can see it on like Amazon or Netflix?
I think you have to.
You'd have to do one of those.
You have to rent it off of Amazon. I think it's like it's really expensive
on
to rent
HBO,
right now.
Maybe. I have HBO. I have most of the streaming.
It's like $6.99 up here, but just for me, I think that in 24 hours there's going to be things on the news that are happening around.
I have to watch that.
I
really don't see. Like I said, I think a lot of people.
I think a lot of people are going to be in shock and don't know what to do. So hopefully that will stop them from being violent.
This is the digital age. I think there's going to be more shit going on digitally
online.
Than there is.
Yeah, agreed with that. Because you have to think. Okay, so honestly, in the past 10 years, you've seen a switch from people going out in public and being like, yeah, in public, to moving from that to online. And that's a main problem because then people get used to the online thinking. And so when you do see people starting shit in public, it's just the weakest, most bitch out fucking thing you've ever seen. Like the little slap fights. Have you seen little slap fights between the streamers that could talk shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's happened. Like,
this is the trailer to the movie I want to watch.
Okay, yeah, because I don't know. I haven't heard about this.
The United States Army ramps up activity.
The White House issued warnings to the Western forces as well as the Florida Alliance.
The three-term president assures the uprising will be dealt with swiftly.
Let me know if you want to try anything on.
Are you guys aware there's like a pretty huge civil war?
Okay, but you did hear that in the beginning of that thing.
Oh, wow.
The three-term president. We don't
third term president.
We don't have a
yes.
third term.
That's where he's getting this third term stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what are you talking about?
Anyways, let me
all across
finish.
America.
Let
We
me
just
finish.
try to stay out. With what we see on the news, seems like it's for the best.
See, the crazy ones you see in here are the militias.
The so-called Western forces of Texas and California.
Hey, that was Ron. I know that voice.
Defeat
Yeah.
at the hands of the
Kristen
Love
United
him.
States military.
Mr. President, do you regret the use of airstrikes against American citizens? They're moving to D.C. today.
You need to go down there.
They shoot journalists on sight in the Capitol. Every instinct in me says this is death. What?
Every time I survived the war zone, I thought I was sending a warning home. Don't do this. But here we are.
There's some kind of misunderstanding here. What? Well, you're American, okay?
What kind of American?
Okay. What
Oh.
kind of American are you?
That's terrifying. That's terrifying.
I just
What kind
pause
of
it for a
American
moment.
is
Pause it for a moment.
terrifying.
This movie up here in Canada has been terrifying Canadians because
Really?
the director of the film purposely used real gunfire, real sounds from real weapons in the movie. So all the sounds that you hear
That's
are actually
most
coming
movies.
from most
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah, must have soundboards or something.
Most movies, or this movie here, they've turned it up so that you can hear the fucking gunshots a lot more precise.
Oh, so they made it
Yeah,
like
it's
a
the
whole
shock effect.
like, yeah.
That's what makes it. That's why people
The
want
fact
to watch
that
it
this
because of the
movie
shock
is
effect.
scaring Canadians, and it's definitely about
Well,
an
you got to
American
consider they
Civil
are
War.
Canadians. No offense to Canadians, but they are Canadians.
Right.
You can't say that.
I
It's so
can too.
bad. You can't say that.
As a Canadian watching one of your ex-presidents while running through a campaign can't be
Right?
like, oh, fuck.
I'm going to laugh 4 years from now. Mark my words. I'm going to laugh because I'm going to make him shave his entire head and beard when nothing happens.
Oh my God! Wait, is that
It is a bet
poll
now
that's going on?
because in
Oh, it's
4
a
years,
bet?
if nothing happens, I place this bet now. If nothing happens, he's so sure something's going to happen.
You
he's
did
gotta
not
take the
agree to
bet.
that.
Not yet, but he's going to.
You saw the first 4 years. Don't agree to that. You saw that nothing happened. That the first 4 years, Mr. Mans was all.
He's so sure in his convictions. Chat, I want 82 people in here. I want you to vote. I want you to vote that if nothing happens, Gunn has to shave his entire beard and his entire head and go
I'll vote
completely
for
bald.
it. I'll vote for it just with the hope that
Because
like
he's
nothing
so
will happen.
sure that something's gonna happen.
I just don't want anything to happen. Kitty, quit.
No, see, the whole thing about this Civil War is if you paid attention to it, the military is fighting a militia military. The militia military has taken over, and they are fighting the militia military, which, yes, we have the ability and the stupid-ass people out there that would...
Stupid-ass people. Indeed.
Yeah, that would do this kind of shit. I'm not saying it wouldn't happen, but the way people are trying to say is our military is the one that instigated it. No, our military didn't instigate it. The militias instigated it.
The Western forces will reach the White House on July 4th.
Oh my God.
Get in the car! Get in the car! Move, move, move!
You're gonna hang back.
Weirdly kind of predictive, though.
One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Go, 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 go!
God bless America.
See, this right here, this is...
That movie's
this-
actually kind of scary how close that is to actually. It could very.
Oh no, it could happen. I'm not saying it could because the way that people, you have this group that considers that the Second Amendment gives them right to bear arms no matter what. But now you have this, if they create a militia, a well-regulated militia, Then, according to the Second Amendment, but a well-regulated militia would have to be created by the governments of the states that they were talking about, Texas and I can't remember the other state, but the southern border states, which, if you think about it, we've been talking about seceding from the Union. Texas is talking about seceding from the Union. The Oklahoma's talking about joining.
About that forever, though.
But and they've made a map up is if all the states from Oklahoma, Texas, Missouri, all of these states that go down into Florida, from the Carolinas and everything
Missouri
else,
needs to sit down and shut up. I live there, and they do nothing. They are useless.
have all have made the comment is if Texas does it, they'll follow suit. But the fact of the matter is, if you succeed from the Union, if you can create this militia that they're creating in this movie, which is basically they're talking about the southern states. I mean, that's the only reason why that I think I look at it as people are looking at it in a realistic way is because of all of the rumors of secession. And if they succeed from the Union and become their own neutralized sovereign country, then yeah, they can have a well-regulated militia to basically take back the White House and create a new government. The same thing that happened during the Civil War. It's basically going to be a reenacting of the North and the South again, as if it ever does happen.
Well, and when that happened, shit did need to change. Times were changing, things were changing, stuff needed to be done, and I just wish they'd it sucks because some of the stuff that they put into effect it's just so old school. We're just so fucking set so far back in the past, and a lot of countries have that problem. And usually it does end up in fucking war. And people have been saying for how many years now that America's going to end up at war with itself. They've just been anxiously waiting and watching and going, how does it not happen yet? Because we get madder at other people than ourselves. But if there's nobody that we're madder at, then we're going to turn inwards. And that's, I think, honestly, and I'll say this weirdly, I think that's why sometimes we get involved in wars we have no fucking business with. It's just so that we don't blow ourselves up.
Yeah.
It's because you've seen a lot of these, we're like, well, why the fuck are we even there? Oh, oil. Okay, But then there's some you're like, well, that doesn't make a bit of sense. They're not even our ally. It's so that we're not looking inwards because we are too broken. And they're like, we'll just send a war, we'll make some money, and then people will forget they're mad at each other.
So that's what I'm saying. Is it's I think because Roosevelt warned us when Roosevelt left office back in '53, whenever him and Kennedy switched positions because Kennedy won the election. So on Roosevelt's exit speech, he said there, the military-industrial complex has become something of a staple, basically a staple in the United States. It is here. It's going to stay here. But how we perceive it and how we utilize it and how we use it is going to be what is going to be determined on out into future generations. The military-industrial complex is the one that has created such a division in the world because they are the ones that they're the ones that were the reason why Kennedy's not here, because Kennedy wanted to withdraw from the Bay of Pigs. Kennedy wanted to do all this other stuff. He was wanting to do what was right for America.
Yeah, and
it was dipping in their pockets. And that's the same thing that's going on with Ukraine right now. The military-industrial complex has a full effect in Ukraine right now because
Ukraine was one of the ones where I was like, why are we... this seems weird.
But see, the funny thing is, if we go to war, this is why they want war right now. They are wanting war with Russia. They are wanting war with somebody because you know why?
It'll stop making us look inwards and we'll all be friends again.
If they go to war right now, they can suspend the election and Biden can stay in as a wartime president.
Is that actually how that works? I didn't know that's how that worked. If you're at war,
if we declare war, we haven't declared war.
Is that
since
why
Germany.
Bush did the whole war thing? Well, no, Bush did war.
We haven't declared war since we declared war with Germany in Japan in World War II. We have not. We've had battles and conflicts, but we have never declared war.
Iran and stuff wasn't technically war. All right.
No, it was a conflict.
All right. So because it's so weird.
So
Can your
if
president declare war
yes,
on your own country?
no,
I could have swore. Oh no, that'd be You know, that's actually kind of scary though.
What about domestic terrorism?
no,
Can the
they declare a
president
war on
declare
that all the
war on your
time.
own country though? Yeah.
No, declaring
Yeah,
war
but
would mean
what if domestic terrorism amplifies to explosions and to detonations,
what do you think this
and
movie's
he's got
about?
okay, but
Yeah, and
he's got
it
then
did get
he at
scary
that
around
point
9/11.
has to enact martial law, would he not?
Whatever
Martial law's
president's
been
in time,
enacted a
yeah.
couple of
Okay,
random
but what
times.
I mean, if there's explosions and shit
We've
like
had
that,
martial law. Well, no, you have to think we've had martial law
I
enacted
think that you
in
guys aren't taking the
states when
severity of what I'm
bad
talking
things have
about.
happened. Oh no, we get it.
But what I'm saying though is, if we declare war on Russia, if we declare war on any country because right now our only one that we're battling against is Russia. So if we come down and say we declare war on Russia, they can literally they can suspend all presidential elections until the war is over and keep President Biden in. Therefore, he becomes a dictator. Because now he's in until the war ends or until Congress says, okay, we've had enough. We need somebody else to come in and take over. But if we go to war, he can suspend the election.
Has that
their
ever
right.
happened before? I'm
No.
trying to think about it. That's literally never happened before.
it's in the writings, not the
I feel
Constitution,
like
but it's
other
in the writings.
presidents would have fucking made this happen way sooner. I don't know if Biden
We've
has
never
enough people behind him.
the last war declaration of war we've been to was Japan and Germany. You know, that was 80 years ago.
Not for lack of trying, though.
Okay,
Not
so,
for lack of trying.
So, like I said, I keep saying this because I'm a firm believer that we are in an 80-year block. Our society runs on an 80-year block. We are at the end of the last 80 year of our 80-year block. So whether it's this year is the end of it, because it's not, you know, as people say it's not math, it's science. So science is plus or minus.
All right.
So
can I ask, if civil unrest happens, say tomorrow, starts happening, civil unrest starts happening tomorrow, and civil unrest starts amplifying more and more and more, can he not suspend the election even with that happening?
No.
It
can only be suspended on a declaration of war.
Are you sure that's right? Because, like, so one of the problems with being an American is that unless you decide to learn this shit yourself, even we have civics class, right? But
They
it
don't
doesn't
teach
teach you.
class, no.
No, they don't teach you in this country about your own laws, about your own government. They teach just the bare fucking ass minimum. So there could be many things that, like, fucking even looking into it, you don't know. There's a reason why people take like 20 fucking years to learn like different things about politics, and it's bad. So maybe there could be all kinds of loopholes and workarounds that most people don't know, including us.
I mean, I think of the fact if Biden tries to create that what you're talking about, this will happen.
But also, I don't think a lot of people will let Biden get away with anything because his polling numbers are down. People on his side are down. Honestly, they're just tired of his ass. I'm tired of him. I didn't actually like him though, but I was like, I mean.
See, my whole thing with Biden is my personal conspiracy theory with Biden is the fact of the matter is Biden is, as Gunn put it the other day, is the Manchurian candidate. Biden is not being, you can tell. I mean, the dude can't even fucking walk down a flight of stairs or walk up a flight of stairs.
Is way less with it than he used to be. Like they even pointed out like 10 years ago. So Clooney, being a dumb actor, shouldn't have gotten involved. But what he said wasn't incorrect. He was like, "This is not the Biden I knew, freaking 3 months ago." Like, which is scary. Like when I said I saw a lot of like signs of dementia in him, you really do. But all it also could be with the brain fog and all that, like, because who came down with COVID? It was like
Trump.
Well, not just Trump, but it was on Biden's side too. It was Camilla's husband.
Yeah.
And they had been hanging out, and I was like, well, this would make sense. And we don't talk about COVID anymore. That shit will fuck you up, man, especially older people. I've watched it almost kill my dad every year. It's a whole thing. So like, He might
Now-
just be actually dumb right now and need actual recovery time. So no, he may not be fit to be president.
But like I said,
Sickness,
though,
due to age, whatever.
you know, so if he was put into play, because see, my whole, this is, like I said, this is, sorry, we have a new puppy, and she seems to think that everything has to revolve around her.
Oh, that's fine. I just want to say, damn it, Steve. Okay, we're good now.
She has a water bowl out in the hallway, and she drags this water bowl around. And it's a metal one, so it makes noise. Leave it alone. Here.
Now throw it on his feet.
I just
I like
wrote
that
in
puppy.
here. I want to let you guys know that in my Google, I wrote, if U.S. has extreme civil unrest during election,
He wrote it in
president-
Google.
yeah. Can president suspend election? All right.
All right, what is Google? Our
And
Lord
it
and Master
brings
say?
up postponing a presidential election and the law.
Now, does it say AI above it? Because AI
No.
has been breaking search engines.
And what
This
website
is
are you getting it from?
bbklaw.com.
Okay, maybe.
Okay, it might be credible.
Right? Like me and you were both like, I don't know. Well, what's it say?
Because I can create that website tomorrow and put anything I want on it.
Man, the internet's
That's what I'm
So
saying. It's
who has
misinformation.
who has the constitutional authority to postpone the general election? The U.S. Constitution gives each branch of government explicit powers. Article 2, Section 2 provides the president with very narrow powers, none of which include the authority to change the timing of a general election. Importantly, the Constitution states explicitly that the president and vice president shall hold office for a term of 4 years. The Constitution grants Congress the authority to choose the timing of the general election. In 1845, Congress enacted a federal statute to establish a uniform time for holding elections for the office of president, vice president. The law states that it's done Tuesday next after every first Monday in the month of November.
Yeah, so once again, it's saying that there's a whole bunch of things that would have to happen to make it. Yeah, it's not just simple and easy as just, oh, that's it. Nobody gets. Yeah, it's laws are a pain in the butt. I hate to say that I have to go, but my food's been ready for about. I gave you guys an extra hour.
Oh shit!
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, I totally got
Yeah.
lost, but I've
Yeah.
enjoyed being here and us
No
having
problem.
a good conversation while having completely different opinions, and I like that that's what the space is about.
Hell yeah.
We may
Yeah.
not have done the mixer stuff because
So
crazy
there is
shit in
an
the world
amendment.
happened. I enjoyed
Just
it. Yeah.
just let you guys know, there is an amendment. In order
is
for
there?
the federal election to be postponed, Congress would have to enact an amendment to the 1845 federal law, and the president would have to sign it. The chances of that occurring are very slim.
Okay.
Since the House of Representatives is in control of the Democrats, the Senate by the Republicans, and the executive branch also by a Republican. Even if Congress and the president agreed on postponing the election, a judicial challenge would be likely.
Yeah, our laws are everything's so fucking ridiculous that
But
that's why
in
nobody can
Gunn's
agree on
words,
anything.
the way things are going is that anything can happen. So Biden could be just as bad as Trump and sit there and say, "Hey, I want to
yeah.
be dictator." and
I don't
do it.
want to
I
leave.
mean,
You can't make me
it's not
leave.
just
I
because
could-
of Trump. It's Biden too.
Yeah, no, they're both, like I said when I first came in, they're both fucking bad for America. Why are these our only fucking choices?
I mean, come on, Biden won't step down, even though he's been 90% of the
he
fucking
keeps-
people sit there and
everyone's
says
like,
they want him
"Please
to step down.
and he went, huh, no, like he laughed
Because the
But
plan
no,
is for him to stay in. The plan is for him to stay in. And if he went, like I said, my whole thing, before you go real quick, like I said, my whole conspiracy theory, this is my personal conspiracy theory, is that there, everybody believes in the shadow government. There's a shadow government that runs everything.
I do believe there is a bit of a shadow government. It's not just like our country either.
Yeah.
I think it's like a world thing.
Yeah.
Full of
So
rich bastards.
if you think about it, I think Trump found a loophole to become elected. I really do. I don't think
Seriously,
Trump was
no,
supposed to be elected.
1000%. That was such bullshit. Nobody believed it would happen. Nobody in our
That's
country.
why
nobody in the rest
everybody
of the
went
world,
fucking
when it
ballistic.
happened, we all went, "What the fuck happened?" I freaked the fuck out. I went, "This isn't real." Like we are
So
in the dark timeline.
what I think is the reason why he got elected by some means. I don't know how. I'm not saying don't know. Could have been
It
what
wasn't
everybody
the public
said.
vote.
Yeah.
Remember the people voted for Hillary.
Yeah.
It was the Electoral College.
So there was a f up when it, or a fuck up when it came to keeping people in, because people are placed in power. I think the shadow government's been in place ever since the military-industrial complex has been in place since Roosevelt's era. Roosevelt and Kennedy. I think, like I said, I always said.
I definitely think you're right. It's been they're based out of colleges and all that.
Yeah.
Like,
if you go back into political history, we didn't start seeing a lot of changes with what was going on until the 60s, which is when Kennedy was in. So when we started seeing, because when Kennedy started bucking the system, because I think Kennedy was a loophole. I think Kennedy was not supposed to be elected.
Yeah, you saw a lot of it with Nixon too. Jesus fucking Christ, Nixon's about screwed them up too, because you could see Nixon just being a crazy person. Nixon had a lot in common with Trump with his "I'll talk and say weird shit" thing, you know, and I could see it. I could see a shadow government, and
but I think they put these. I think that's where it comes down, like, to the super PAC. Is the super PAC is the one that pays for the promotional and the ads and everything else and gets everybody in. So you think about it.
So Fox News, just, your rolling banner just said, "Breaking news: Sports stars react to Trump getting shot." Fox, are you okay? Go to bed.
Yeah, there's Fox and CNN in there. It's supposed to update both sides.
Oh my god! Oh yeah, it's. Now we're about USC. Your banner is cracking me up.
Yeah.
Like, just cracking me up. Your banner's like, Fox News doesn't know what we're doing anymore. I'm like, oh yeah, you poor bastards. All right, I'm going to go before you keep me. Yeah. I'll keep talking. But
all right. Yeah, I think we're going to jump off here too, because we're in 2 hours. But I appreciate you coming in, Shadow. I appreciate everybody coming in and stopping in. Make sure, just keep your eyes open, keep your thoughts clear, and wait till all the dust clears before you start making adjustments or making assumptions about what's going on.
Don't ruin family stuff, and be careful what you post, because you may have to take it back.
Yeah, because a lot of shit that you post, I mean, when it comes down to, depends on where you're at.
Farming.
Yeah.
Don't engagement farm this, guys. It's dirty. It's so dirty.
But I hope you guys have a good rest of your night.
Yeah, Hassan is getting in shit for it. Like
fuck Hassan. I'll say it. I don't give a shit.
Hassan has been getting in shit because he said that Trump was what's that new terminology? Clipping.
Well, yeah, here drawing alert. Low IQ political streamer Hassan Piker claims Donald Trump was a clip farming, aka being shot for social media engagement. That has to be the dumbest fake of all times.
Oh my god! You know what's funny though? I was literally talking about the photographs being too perfect, and the moment they let him open. And so I get what he's saying, but he's an idiot. Too. He said it wrong. He's doing it wrong. And also, shut up, Hassan. Nobody cares what you say.
Yeah, it's on. I mean, the Turks and Hassan, they're both irrelevant people.
Jesus, that's why they're talking. They're like, please be relevant. I want to be relevant again. Shut up.
Exactly. That's what it is. You're going to see a lot of clips.
Everybody to go to bed.
You're going to see a lot of engagement farming coming off of this bullshit.
Oh, I know. And look, I love my Twitter feed, but I'm going to hate it for the next thing. I'm going to post stupid kitten pictures. Dumb shit, just really ridiculous sayings. Let's movie quote the fuck out of Twitter. Like, you know,
Keemstar, which is the one that runs Drama Alert, says, if you support Hassan Piker and follow me, I don't give a fuck what you people want.
That may be the first thing Keemstar has said that I didn't think was a douchey thing, so that's surprising. Wow. Thanks, Keem. Weird.
So,
awkward.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll try to get the Mixo thing going. I'll see, because everybody I sent invitations to sit there and said they didn't know if they were going to be able to make it. So we'll get together and have the Mixer thing before.
I'll be still on Kick and Twitch, and I just want to say that it'll be just
every go was a gun.
It'll just be me shooting people and seeing how many people are like still playing
and putting Trump in the crosshairs every time.
Oh, there'll be plenty of people in Warzone, and they'll all be in game chats talking shit. And I think you have game chat open, so you have fun in Warzone game chat right now. Oh my god!
Have a nice one, everybody. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
We'll talk to you guys later
on Monday.
Yep, Monday. All right. Thank you all for joining us. Like I said, we'll do the Mixer thing soon. We also have coming up, make sure you join us Monday night. If something else breaks with this story, we'll be live tomorrow night, but we'll be back on Monday night with the normal Rebel Nation. We're going to be talking about the Bible stuff in Oklahoma schools is back in the thing. We'll talk a little bit about the Alex Baldwin trial, and about Mr. Beast's $100 million car video or giveaway that he was doing, along with anything else. If you guys do want to be a part of the show, DM me here on X, and I'll send you the link, and you can come in and we can get your takes. But any of that, I appreciate all 85 of you beautiful people. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys share the stream out for the next time. And have a good rest of your weekend. Peace out.